The Ball State Cardinals are in a little bit of a slump. The last 3 seasons, as you can see, they've been kind of at the bottom of the division in the MAC West. In 2020, during COVID, they did win the championship, but since then, they have yet to find an identity and they have yet to acquire that much talent. In the last few years, though, we have seen a couple notable players go to the NFL, like Caleb Huntley, like Willie Snead. But today, we're going to hope to get the NFL a little bit better players and get the MAC a championship that involves Ball State. And as far as my goals for this rebuild with Ball State, I do want to go ahead and make sure that I acquire a 5-star prospect. That is something I failed to do in my Buffalo rebuild. I also want to try and win a championship before year 10. In that Buffalo Bulls rebuild, I did win it on year 8. So if we could do it before then, that would be awesome. Ball State is a little bit more of a challenge, so we'll see what we can do here. And for my third goal, I think it'd be really cool to try and have a Heisman winner. If the Heisman winner isn't possible, I think it'd be also really important if we could get a few level 5 pipelines. But we'll see. If you guys are watching the video, make sure you like, subscribe. I'm also streaming this on Twitch if you want to see the full in-depth breakdown of everything. Twitch TV/astronomical13. Anyways, thanks for watching. Roster breakdown goes. We're actually kind of in an interesting situation. We have Caden Simanza, who is a freshman 2-star quarterback that's already a 77 overall. We could potentially look to have him as our quarterback of the future if he performs. If we go ahead and upgrade, our team builder tree and our motivator tree, get him the XP that he needs to level up, we could potentially not have to dive into a quarterback like we normally would for some of these rebuilds. So we're really going to keep an eye on his stats this year and see how he upgrades. But I think for year 1, I'm going to lay off pushing all my chips into getting a 4-star quarterback. Focus on maybe building up the depth of this team, maybe getting and acquiring some skill position players. As far as running back goes, we're in a pretty bad spot on there. I mean, we have TJ Horton and Christian Davis, freshman running backs, but they don't look that great. I mean, Christian Davis has 93 speed, so if he develops, he could potentially be a really good running back for the future of this team. I think I do want to acquire a running back. As far as wide receivers go, we have a couple decent juniors. We actually don't really have any notable seniors, so that's really interesting and actually really good for the team. So we're going to have all these guys next year. I think I still want to go out and get a couple really good wide receivers. But in all honesty, our skill position players is not in a bad spot right now. As far as tight end goes, kind of the same situation. We have Jeffrey Simmons and Tanner Kozola. Not really that bad. We are only a 71 overall, but as far as the skill position players goes on the offensive side of the ball, it's not too bad. But now we are kind of seeing a problem here. Our left tackle, while only a freshman, is a 64 overall. We do have a left guard, but he is a senior at 84 overall. We also have a senior center that's 70 overall. A sophomore right guard, Tehran Tayo, who is a 83 overall, only normal development, but he looks really, really good. We have our right guard of the future here. As far as right tackle goes, we do have a 71 overall sophomore, Luke Dalton. That's not terrible. But as you can see, those tackles are a really big position of need, as well as getting another guard and center. As far as our defensive line goes, it is pretty bad. A lot of upperclassmen and a lot of low overall. So a lot of emphasis is going to be put on the trenches, hopefully. As far as outside linebackers go, we don't really have much at the left outside linebacker spot. We have Ethan Evers from Napanee, Indiana, and we have Sam Feeney from Indianapolis, Indiana. Other than that, I'm not really too excited about anybody at the linebacker position. We got Jack Beebe, who actually in my other rebuild that I'm doing, I actually got him out of the transfer portal for his senior year, so that's kind of funny. And then as far as outside linebacker on the right side, not a whole lot to work with there. Miles Norwood should be really good for us next year. Jamad Harmon should be pretty good as well. They both get a cup this year and next year, hopefully, and also a year after that. So honestly, cornerback isn't that bad. We still need one for sure. As far as free safety goes, we're desperately going to need more safety help, as our safeties are pretty bad. We do need a kicker. We do need a punter. Not going to obviously prioritize those. But I think for year 1, I really want to put an emphasis on building up the trenches, maybe getting some linebackers, and we'll see. I'm probably going to still go for a 3-star quarterback just to bring another body in the room. Chase Harrison is pretty good, but none of these guys I think are going to take us to the next level. These guys are redshirting, so I can't really redshirt anybody. But yeah, we're going to jump into the recruiting board, and I will show you guys who I got there. All right, we did advance to week 1 of the season. We did send out some scholarship offers. We created our board. We're going to look at the players we are interested in here. We'll go by position. We added a couple quarterbacks. We're not going to go super heavy after them. We did offer a scholarship to Denzel Jordan. We'll kind of keep close on him, see if we can end up making it to his top five. And if not, a lot of schools are showing interest in him, which does not look like to be the case, as five schools have already offered him a scholarship. We'll go ahead and make a push for that. Kind of the same thing with Deion Funk. Not a lot of schools are going super hard on him. We'll go ahead and offer um, Cole Campmoyer. We just kind of added him to our board. Not really too interested in him. As far as the receivers go, we did get 3 gems. That's really the only position we scouted. We have Rashad Witherspoon, 4-star gem, who looks really, really good. We're going to go really hard after him. Angel Forrest looks really good as well as Josh Johnson. As you can see, we're in the top 2 for both of these guys, so we're going to push as hard as we can for them, really upgrade our wide receiver room for, I guess it'd be the 2026 season once all of our upperclassmen graduate. Went ahead and offered Trevor Spiegel a scholarship. We look like we're going to get him. And Akeem Sullivan, we offered him a scholarship but he doesn't look that great. As far as tight end goes, we didn't add any. Offensive linemen, I really want to put a big emphasis on. We are offering for Cliff Mwamba. A lot of teams have already offered him scholarships, so I don't know if we're going to get him. As far as left guard goes, we got Matt Etling and Austin Noel, who we are going to try and scout. Ohio State looks to have a good beat on Austin Noel as they have a 5-star pipeline tier. And then Isaac Smith, we went ahead and offered on as well. As far as these other guys go, Lawrence Barnage is already in his top 5. Delvin Heisman we went ahead and offered on, and Brent Lay we went ahead and offered a scholarship as well, but doesn't look like we're going to make it into his top 8. As far as centers go, LaMichael Obell is an athlete. We're going to head and see if we can, kind of sneak on his board. Defensive ends, we're offering for Connor Boone and for Larry Spears. See if we can get both a left end and a right end there. Defensive tackle, Deion Jones, we do have the lead on. We don't have any points on him, but if we can make his top 5, then we could potentially make a push. Kind of the same thing with these outside linebackers. We're on all their boards. We're going to keep a close eye on it. Adrian Hunter, we're going to hope that we can sneak into his top 8. Hayden Addington, we gave a scholarship to, but we haven't really put much influence in him yet. And then Jalen Asher, 4-star cornerback. He's our only 4-star on the board besides that wide receiver, Witherspoon. We're going to push really hard to get him. If we can get a 4-star cornerback and a 4-star quarterback at those key defensive and offensive positions, we'll be happy with that. Randall Dar, we're probably going to make a push at, as well as Brian Peterson. We are in the top 5 for both of those guys. Haven't put much into free safety. We are on Connor Regis' board because of the scholarship offer. And as far as strong safety goes, we are second on his board because of the scholarship offer. The scholarships will get us so far, only get us so far. We have 350 hours, so we have to use them wisely. As you can see, we're going all in, setting the house on 4 players, doing some friends and family talk with a couple other players, and then just some DMs with a couple more. We have 35 players on our board, but we're really only attacking about 10 to 12 right now. And then once we get to like week 2, week 3, we're going to reevaluate our board, take some players off of our board, and then we're going to look back in the player pool and see if there's nobody that's been scouted. If you can hop in week 2, week 3, and look for these 3 or 4-star prospects that not a single other school is looking at right now, you can really take advantage of that and get some of those guys without having to pour a lot of resources into them. We are at the midseason mark. We are week 10, I guess a little bit after the week 10 season. We did just miss out on a big recruit, 4-star gem, Rashad Witherspoon, but we got the 4-star cornerback Jalen Asher to commit. We also got Angel Forrest, 3-star receiver gem to commit. Pretty good corner pieces for us. Tyler Glenn, nobody else is really going after right now. So I think I do want to take advantage of that and just go ahead and put as many points in him as possible so we can go ahead get him as early as possible. Matt Etling and Austin Noel, 2 offensive guards. No teams are really showing a lot of interest in, so we're just continuing to grow our influence on them. Nate Strong, 4-star middle linebacker. No other schools are in on right now. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of that. Send the house. Go ahead and get as many of these players as possible. Isaac Soto, we're probably going to take off our board here. Jalen Stockton, we have a good running back, but we want to go ahead and get a running back of the future. We can go ahead and redshirt him next year. LaMichael LaBelle looks pretty good for us to get. We've been neck and neck with Illinois what feels like this entire time. He is a center. I think we might actually schedule a visit with him just to make sure we lock him down. Joel Godicki, Penn State is starting to show interest in him, so we need to pull away as soon as possible. Going to go ahead and send the house on him. Antoine, Auburn is starting to show some interest in him. Unfortunately, we'll see if we're able to get him. We are setting the house on him. Lost a couple of these 2-star guys to bigger schools like IU. Manuel Westbrooks we got locked out on. We are kind of looking at these three-star prospects that not a lot of schools are interested in. Might bring up Dove to add to the list. We do have two cornerbacks that we are getting, so we're probably not going to, um, go too hard for him. We'll see. I think we do want to go ahead and offer a scholarship to Maurice. We do need a kicker eventually. Braden Averill, middle linebacker, we are going to go ahead and offer on him. Jamison Mabry, we do need to go ahead and just start influencing a little bit more just so we can get him. But yeah, scouting isn't going too good right now just because, basically we're not winning these recruiting battles. In the recruiting battles we are winning, it's just very slowly. So hopefully by the end of the season we can have 10 recruits or so that have committed, as things move very quickly in the transfer portal. And yeah, we'll see where we're at by the end of the season. Hopefully we can have a couple of these four-star recruits come to Ball State and be our cornerstones for the future. National Signing Day season one off season. Let's go position by position. We did get three-star quarterback Danny Epps. We didn't really scout him too much. Like with the limited resources we have, we can't really scout a whole lot. Went ahead and got him. If he looks good, maybe he's a gem that we did not research at all. We'll see if he has some good development traits. He could be the quarterback of the future. We have Jalen Stockton, three-star running back. Didn't scout him at all, kind of taking a shot. As far as receiver goes, we did get Angel Forrest and get in Uzakama. We did get Ronald Bishop, Harold Trimble, Troy Stubbs. Just some guys to fill out the roster a little bit. Hopefully, Angel Forrest could be our receiver of the future. We got Mitch Shaver, two-star position tight end from Avon. Offensive tackle-wise, we did end up signing two guys like we needed to. We only got one guard, but it was Matt Etling, three-star, and we got three-star David Sheets. So I think we actually have a good guard right now. So our offensive line should be in a pretty good place this year. The only defensive lineman we got, though, was Brian Jeter. Defensive line is going to be a big emphasis of need going into this next offseason. Same with outside linebacker. We did get Chukwuma. Middle linebacker-wise, we did sign two three-stars. We got Braden Averill, Spencer Peters. Both not really from pipeline schools, but they were available at the end of the offseason. Now, this is where we did pretty well. We got a four-star cornerback, Jalen Asher. We got three-star John Dove and three-star Roland Byard. As far as free safeties go, we got Ken Thorne, three-star, and we got Jason Gamewell, three-star. More than likely going to move one of those guys to strong safety. Maurice Mofat, three-star kicker, went ahead and got him, and also went ahead and got a punter. So overall, we got 24 players, which isn't bad. If we go to the top classes around the country, I imagine I will find myself in the 60s range. We actually finished 43rd. Getting two four-star prospects is really big for us, and we stuck 15 three-star prospects. So honestly, pretty impressed with our class there. I thought we were doing pretty bad. We finished in the top 40. Really happy about that. So yeah, I'm going to make some position changes, and we'll show you guys who gets upgraded going into season 2. All right, we are on to year 2. We got the big board set up. We'll go position by position. We really do want a quarterback, and I think we found him here with Javier Adams. There's going to be a lot of hard competition for him, but we're going to make our best to get to him. He's a 4-star gem. He is the 15th ranked quarterback on the big board. We also really like Angel Cummins. Look at these stats, man. 96 speed, 91 throw power. I mean, if I was actually playing this, I would go all in for him. But since it's a simulation, I'm not super crazy for him. But I think I am going to offer on both of these guys. Hopefully get my quarterback of the future. As far as running backs go, we have Teo Molds. And we also have Max Byrne, 3-star gem, who looks really good. He's a 92 speed power back. Really like the looks of him. Going to go hard for him. As far as fullbacks go, we just offered a scholarship for a 1-star. Go ahead and get him because we don't have a fullback. Angel Labinjo. He is a 3-star gem. He's only got 88 speed, but it's sim, so it shouldn't matter that much. The short route running and deep route running isn't that great, even though it says he's a good route runner, so we'll see. He honestly doesn't look that good, but I'll trust the gem. Hopefully that means he gets a better development. As far as tight end goes, we have Alex Peel, offered him a scholarship, and we also have Jermaine Kindred, blocking tight end from Culver, Indiana. Go ahead and recruiting him. With the scouting, it looks like he could potentially be an offensive lineman. I'm not sure. It's only showing me blocking stats, so maybe he's got good hands. Even if he is a good tight end, we still need a tight end. So here's what it is. Marshall Yarbrough, we offered a scholarship on 3-star right tackle. Sterling Jennings, offered a scholarship on two-star guard. Didn't really put a whole lot into the offensive line just because we did get quite a few guys left off season. But as I mentioned, defensive end is a big get for us. Four-star Jeremiah Garvin is a huge point of emphasis of us to try to get, as well as that quarterback. Offered scholarships for the rest of these guys. Would like to get Andre Small as well. Defensive tackle guys would like to get Afam away from Floyd Knobs, Indiana. Build up that Indiana pipeline and get some good players. He is a JUCO junior. He'll be a senior next year. Hopefully get Caleb Obi as well from Michigan. Would like to get a couple of these linebackers as well. Miles Garner from Indianapolis and Bryce Zazowski from Indianapolis. A couple pass coverage outside linebackers would be really a big get for us. Middle linebackers, DeAndre Crouch would be a really good get. Joey Jennings would be a good get as well. Just build up that linebacker core. Harlan Ezeke, not really scouting any cornerbacks at this stage. Don't really care for him all too much. Tremont Ruse, we do need to upgrade our safety game. Mostly strong safety. We have a 4-star added to our board. Not sure the likelihood of us getting him. We also have Jerry Frederick on the board, as well as Brendan Lamar. We do need to focus on them, but there is big needs for us instead of that, especially quarterback, running back, etc., as we look into moving those positions to the future. So that's my big board right now. We'll go ahead and take it to the middle of the season, see where we end up with some of these players. So a little mid-season update. We are in week 8, and we have a couple massive recruits that I want to talk about that we've landed. The first one is Javier Adams. We land the 4-star gem quarterback from North Carolina, 163rd in the country. He's got 93 throw power, 85 short, 84 mid. Really good throw on the run, good play action, good deep accuracy, and he's even got a little bit of speed. Might redshirt him his freshman year, but he looks to be super, super good. Labinjo, I don't know if we're going to get him to commit. I'll be honest. We've been sitting in the house. It hasn't let me done a visit with him for some reason. Garvin, we're not going to be able to get, unfortunately. He visits with Michigan this week, so I went ahead and took my points off of him. We also have Alex Peel. He looks good. I've been sitting in the house at him. Kentucky is making a late push. Might go ahead and try to schedule a visit for him, but these boosts just aren't giving us a whole lot. So we'll go ahead and schedule a visit with him. Hopefully try to get him to commit on week 9. Ted Molds, he is a new running back we just scouted recently. Hopefully we can get him. Kindred, he's top 3 Indiana pipeline player. We should be able to land him easily. There's not a single other team that wants him. Angel Cummins, we did get to commit. He is a quarterback, but he's got 96 speed, 91 throw power, 93 acceleration. I think for his freshman year, we might see what other positions he can play, because I don't see quarterback being the future for him, even though he's got a cannon. We'll see if we can develop him as sort of a running back or a different kind of player. Here's from Carmel, Indiana, though, to increase that Indiana pipeline. Marshall Yarbrough, we're not going to get, unfortunately. I don't think he is meeting with Illinois this week, so we're just going to go ahead and take our points out of him. Miles Garner is going to be really, really close. He's probably going to commit to Purdue, though, unfortunately. We do need to get back in the race here for Sterling Jennings. We were scouting him a lot. We've kind of fallen out. And I don't really want to use a visit on a 2-star player. We did get Jeff Montgomery, right end from Indiana. Build up that defensive line depth. We do need to make sure we get Afam away. We're getting a good chunk on him every single week, and that's without us putting points into him. DeAndre Crouch, we also really want to make sure we get. So we are going to go ahead, take these off, and send the house. Yeah, as you can kind of see, this one I'm kind of looking at right now, he's a linebacker. We did get the 1-star fullback. We're not going to get Tremont Ruse, unfortunately. A little too late trying to scout him. And that's pretty much it. I think I am going to try to get a DB here. Cincinnati's not going after him. We're not really going after him. So we need to go ahead and take advantage of that. And yeah, I will see you guys at the end of the season. Kind of show you how we did. Right now we are 2-3, but we are 1-0 in conference. We played a couple really good teams before conference play started, like Texas Tech and Purdue. Kind of took it to us a little bit. But yeah, I'll see you guys at the end of the season. So we did make a bowl game. We ended up winning the MAC as well. We're Ventures Bowl against Old Dominion. Going to go ahead and simulate through it, get to the off season, give you guys a little update before we hop in the transfer portal and before we do advance. We do have free safety Dalton Morris we're looking into. It does not look like we won. I think we'd get a little bit of a celebratory wag if we won. We got absolutely destroyed. That is okay. We won our conference. That's really important for us to do. And yeah, let's just go ahead and simulate through the bowl weeks here. Go ahead and see who won. But honestly, we get Ricky Hale. I'm actually really impressed with the class I've landed so far. I'm kind of excited to show you guys who we've got. It's been pretty easy going. I do need to make sure I upgrade my skills. I have a lot. Our free safeties look like they want to transfer. Don't really care too much, honestly. I mean, they're not part of our future. We do have 20 points here. We have a lot of our motivator or recruiter unlocked. So we do want to unlock some in motivator. I really want some players to get an off-season training boost. And I think I really want to work on my wide receivers, tight ends, because we've put a lot into them. And I do think we want to go ahead and just get some bonus XP if we get a good running back. So yeah, we'll go ahead, do this, and we'll go ahead into the next week. It is National Championship week. We will check who won. I believe Georgia beat Arizona last year, if I recall. My coach prestige went up, but for some reason my coach stability went down, even though I have plenty of coaches. Anyways, they're not plenty of coaches, but I have the same coaches I had last year. So that's really annoying. We'll go ahead and look at who won the Natty. And it looks like Oregon went against Florida, and Oregon absolutely stopped them. The number one team in the country wins again. They went 15-1 on the season, which is kind of crazy. There was a patch that went out, I believe, that helps with a little bit of the simulating, or there's going to be a patch that goes out for the simulating. So the good teams are going to win a lot more and not be upset. Our playing style is bad, so Jordan Coleman and Blair Schnonnhorst want to leave. We were hoping we could keep one of them. We couldn't. All of our safeties want to leave, but we did keep our strong safety. As far as players that left for graduation, I mean, we lost a couple good receivers. We lost Miles Norwood. Honestly, don't really care. We're not losing any like super talented players that I'm really going to miss. And we are jumping into the offseason here. We did get Moses Wooden from Michigan. I am going to show you guys the board really quick here. I'm pretty stoked for some of these guys that we got. Transfer portal. So we got Javier Adams, 4-star gem quarterback. We got 3-star gem receiver, Angel Minja. Excited for those guys. We got 2-star end, Jeff Montgomery. Angel Cummins, 3-star quarterback that we're probably going to have at running back or receiver or DB. We'll see what his stats look like. We got a 1-star fullback, Alex Peel, 4-star tight end. Really pumped for him. And then we got a 3-star tight end, Jermaine Kindred, building up the Indiana pipeline. Afam Away, defensive tackle. We got him as well. Ricky Hale, we just landed another defensive tackle to build up that defensive line. We got Moses Wooden. Went ahead and get him an outside linebacker. So that's 10 guys we got so far. Dorian Washington, we look like we're going to get 3-star running back. Ben Lima, 3-star center, we should be able to get. Same with DeMarcus Joseph. Seth Federowitz, strong safety, we should be able to land. And Dalton Lewis is going to be a close race, but hopefully we can land him. So yeah, I'm going to look at a few more guys. Hopefully we can land a couple good guys in the transfer portal and maybe some of these prospects that slip through the cracks. All right, so it is National Signing Day, year 2. We are jumping in and seeing who we got. We're going to talk about some players that we already know that we have, like Javier Adams, like Angel Cummins, who Angel Cummins' position is about to be determined after I get through this. Dorian Washington, we do sign a 3-star running back. As far as receivers go, we looks like we missed out on Jalen Young, but we do get Theo Ingram, who we scouted kind of at the last minute. He is a JUCO player. We get 1-star Felix Reg, and then the gem we talked about. We get 4-star tight end Alex Peel, 3-star gem, and then a 1-star tight end. Anthrop looks like he's just going to go to D2, I guess. We do get Luke Smartvisit, 3-star tight end, or 3-star tackle, rather. We miss out on Tefler. We do miss out on Trent Burns, unfortunately, too. But we did get center. So we got a 3-star center, 3-star right tackle. We do need some offensive linemen really, really badly. We do get 3-star athlete defensive end Rick Schuster. We do miss out on Tim Gooden, the defensive tackle, but we do get a couple 2-stars to fill those. We get Moses Wooden. We get Tobias Moses. We get DeMarcus Joseph. We didn't really get any good cornerbacks, unfortunately. We do miss out on Dalton, or we do get Dalton Lewis rather. We do get the safety. We do get 3-star kicker from Valparaiso, Indiana, and we do miss out on the punter, which who really cares. So we get about 23 players overall. I don't think we're going to finish as high as we did last year. We didn't. We finished 46 last year, 48th this year. I don't think we got the amount of 3-star talents that we did. I don't think we can look at last year either, which would be really cool. But yeah, that's going to do it for year 2. Let's go ahead and, like I said, talk about these position changes really quick. We have a couple athletes. We'll go ahead and do the obvious ones first. Rick Schuster is a power rusher, so we're going to go ahead and put him at right end. That is what he was scouted to be. We have Alex Peel, who is a tight end. He's actually not a tight end. Wait. Oh, yeah, he is. Okay, yeah. He's a tight end. We'll go ahead and put him at tight end. He looks really, really good. Probably going to redshirt his freshman year. And then we have freak athlete Angel Cummins, 96 speed. He's got really good acceleration and agility. Change of direction is good. Has bad carrying, though. Maybe we're not looking at a running back. He's got decent ball carry vision. So spin move and juke move is good. Catching traffic, spec catch, really good. That route running is really bad, though. He's got accuracy. Throw under pressure, break sack. Pass block. I mean, we could be looking at a receiver here, but we're not. So we're looking at a quarterback. We're just going to go ahead and make him a quarterback. And yeah, if we look at our quarterbacks here, Javier Adams, 75 overall, Angel Cummins, 73 overall. They look really, really good. Probably going to redshirt both of them their first year. And maybe we'll see if we can potentially develop Angel Cummins into a different position, because if not, he's probably not going to play. Maybe we get to the next season. Maybe Angel Cummins has really good development and Javier Adams does not. But we'll see. Running back is still a huge need for us. We got Dorian Washington, but he kind of sucks. Running back is going to be a big point of emphasis for us this offseason. Same with receiver, I think. I mean, the one guy, the 3-star gem we got, is only 60 overall. So I'd like to land a 4-star receiver and a 4-star running back. We do get some pretty good tight ends there. We could redshirt both of these guys their first year. As far as our tackles go, I mean, all these guys are going to get upgraded with off-season training as well. Offensive line is actually in a pretty solid spot going into this next season. We do need to move one of these guys to guard just to be a backup. I think we're going to Tyler Glenn. I actually kind of want to start this year. So hopefully we can go ahead and get him. I think we're going to move Luke Sarvidic to right guard. I don't even know how to say that name. So, yeah, and honestly, after offseason booth, all of these positions should be above an 80. Defensive line is still a problem. Still have yet to address it. Outside linebacker in general, massive problem. Need to address that. Cornerback, going to be a problem next year. I guess we'll see after these upgrades take place. Safety's really bad. That Dalton Lewis, just not so great, I guess. I mean, he has potential. But our overall rating went down. We're going to go ahead and look into the offseason upgrades and see who went up and what our updated overalls are. You go all the way up to a 19 overall. So 19. We go up to an 82 or 81 overall. Our coach is ranked 19. Let's go ahead and spend on some coaching abilities here. I think if I can I unlock? I can unlock the tactician. I don't even know why I did that. I do want the architect, and I eventually want to get the talent developer, but I think for now I'm still going to go into motivation. We have 20 points, so let's go ahead and get off-season training boost for our defensive linemen for starting next season. I really want to get that. I think it's really important to get 3 to that level 3 on each of our. And I never even checked out these guys. I mean, this guy's got amazing motivator. I mean, they get off-season boost for everything besides defensive linemen. That's incredible for my offensive coordinator. And this guy, we get an off-season boost for every position. I mean, that is an insane motivator tree, and we are going to get so much XP for these guys. So let's hop into the training results. Let's look at who we got. And, oh, yeah, things are looking really good. 86 overall QB Chase Harrison going into his senior year. We have a running back. Running back room sucks. Christian Davis is probably going to start for me. He's got 94 speed. As far as receivers go, it's a little bit better. We have two freshmen that are looking really, really good. So we'll go ahead and start them. Tight ends look pretty good as well. We're going to have two really good guys. We're going to be on a red shirt. Offensive line's in the upper 80s, though. So I think we're pretty happy with that. Or upper 70s, I should say. Defensive line has really good starters, but no depth. As far as the linebackers go, it's a little bit better. It's just a lot of upperclassmen. Same with our cornerbacks. We have some pretty good freshmen that we redshirted that are coming up, as well as Gil Judge, who's a sophomore that's on the up and up. Honestly, we're not looking that bad. Ken Thorne, who's a junior, he looks like he's going to be good for us for 2 years. Same with Cole Erlawan. So honestly, our team looks pretty good. I'm overall satisfied with how the offseason went. But yeah, hopefully next year we can win another MAC championship. And honestly, I'm really hoping at some point this season we can be ranked. All right, really quick, going to take a look at the 2026 roster. Year 3 going into it, we have senior Chase Henderson starting. I think next year we're going to go ahead and let Javier Adams start. But for right now, we are going to keep him redshirted. He is going to be a redshirt freshman next year, and hopefully we can get 3, if not 4 years out of him. Javier Adams is in impact development, which we're a little bit disappointed by. Was hoping we could get star or elite development there, especially for a 4-star gem. Angel Cummins is just normal development, so probably not going to do a whole lot with him besides have him in a very nice backup role. As far as halfback goes, like I said, pretty bad state there, but Christian Davis, the junior, is going to start. Really going to look to scout halfbacks this year. Hopefully we can land a top-tier prospect that can go in once these guys graduate after next season. As far as wide receivers go, we do have the senior Nick Munson, but I am going to go ahead and starting both freshmen, Jalen Stockton and Angel Forrest. They're going to be my 1 and 2s this year. Angel Forrest has elite. I believe he was a 3-star gem in our first season. He has elite development, so he is going to be our 1. And Angel Forrest also, wait, I think I just looked at Angel Forrest. Jeez, what am I doing? Or did I? Okay, yeah. Jalen Stockton has star development, so we really want him to develop as well. Those guys are going to be our receivers of the future. Really want to invest into him. We also have Ty Karan, who is only normal development, so we still have a little bit of a gap for that third wide receiver spot. Ronald Bishop looks really good from Pickerton, Ohio. He's only got normal development. And then we have the guys that we got this year. Nothing great. Angel Lebinjo, he is an impact development. I believe he was a gem. He was a 3-star gem, so only impact development on him, which is a little bit disappointing. As far as tight ends go, we have Jeffrey Simmons going to start his senior year. Probably going to look to start Alex Peel next year and have Christian Abney be the backup once again. We go ahead and look at Alex Peel. He's already a 75 overall, but unfortunately he's only got normal development. For a 4-star rating, you'd like a little bit better of a player with that. We also have Jermaine Kinrod, who's looking to be the backup for him in a couple of years. He's got impact development. So for having these really highly touted high school prospects, didn't really get much development traits out of them besides the one wide receiver so far. As far as our offensive line goes, kind of an older offensive line. Got seniors, we got juniors. We do have Devin Sheets, who is a sophomore. He's pretty good. He's got impact development. Impact is still good. It's not great. We wish we had star or higher, obviously. Right guard is graduating this year. Same with our right tackle. We have Chris Redfield from South Bend, Indiana, who's probably going to try to take over that role. He's only normal development, unfortunately, so we're not going to see a lot of these guys develop into the 90 overall players that we were hoping so. Defensive line is in a really bad spot right now. Dontu Gardner is only a normal development. He's an 80 overall sophomore. Defensive tackle is in a really bad spot right now. We're hoping Brian Jeter can be okay for us. He's got star development. Hopefully he could take that step next year with his development trait. We're probably going to go ahead and start him this year just so we get playing time, get the XP. He can be upgraded. Drew Harper, outside linebacker. Ethan Evers, middle linebacker. We still have him for another year. We have Sam Feeney and Spencer Peters as well. And then we have Braden Averill, redshirt freshman, in the wings. Our middle linebacker position looks really good right now. Our outside linebackers are pretty weak. And while they are decent overall, it's a lot of age issues. So I need to really go hard, make sure I improve my defense this offseason. Cornerbacks, we are going to be starting Jalen Asher here. He's got star development. We are still going to be playing Jalen Jones a bit. And we're also going to be starting I don't know why I went to Jalen Jones. We're also going to be starting Roland Byard as well. He's got impact development, but they're both freshmen. Want to get them as many points as possible to help them get upgraded. As far as the safeties go, Jason Gainwell and Ken Thorne look pretty good. We also have Dalton Lewis, who's a freshman. I know I just said a few minutes ago I wasn't too excited about him, but he does look pretty good. He's got impact development as well, so he should develop okay. And as far as strong safeties go, we do have Troy Stubbs, who should develop. Probably going to start him once he becomes an upperclassman, unless we get somebody better. And we did go ahead and redshirt Sal Federowicz. As far as the kicker goes, we have a senior kicker, and these two are going to compete for the role next year. Probably going to give it to Shaheem Times. Probably going to cut Maurice Moffett. And as far as the punter goes, he is one of our best players, and we're losing him. But luckily, we went ahead got a kicker, or punter rather, to take in the wings. And I'm going to jump into recruiting here. I will catch you guys at the midseason mark of season 3. All right, we're at about the halfway mark of the season. We are 3-2, 1-0 in conference so far. Check a little update with recruiting here. I have a pretty good update. D'Onsro, 3-star defensive end from LaGrange Park, Illinois, who is a gem, went ahead committed us. 4-star running back Ty Salam from Memphis, Tennessee. He went ahead and committed to us. Left end David Power, Illinois, went ahead and committed to us. Richard Wilbur, defensive tackle from Missouri, went ahead and committed to us. And then Matt Regis, defensive end from Southfield, Mississippi, went ahead. Well, I guess, is that Missouri? Yeah, that's Missouri. I said Mississippi. Missouri went ahead and committed to us. Having a pretty good class so far. We did miss out on a couple right outside linebackers that committed to Illinois after we were winning the entire time. But if you've played this game, you've played Dynasty, you know exactly what I mean. A little bit crazy how that happens. We have a 4-star defensive tackle on our board. We're going to go really hard after. Nobody's offered him a scholarship or anything like that, so we have a decent shot at getting him. We can really improve our defensive line and make it a juggernaut, a crucial part of this team going forward. Paul Burks, we're going to go ahead and hopefully land. Ben Nicholson, 3-star guard. Isaiah Hyde, 3-star left tackle. As you can see, a lot of these players are on the offensive and defensive line. We have another defensive end we are going for. And then we're adding a couple pieces to the secondary as well. We really like our skill position players on the offense. So now it's about putting a defensive team together as well. Austin Cutler, left tackle. We look like we're going to get him hopefully. And like I said, Marquise Boyce, free safety out of Indianapolis. We like him a lot. Trying to build these pipelines up. Jose Winter, we're hoping we can land as well, build up that offensive line. Miles Falk, we might push after a little bit. He's going to be a junior next year, but if he can come to our team at a high 70 overall, maybe a low 80, he'll be a really crucial piece for us. Nolan Selvia, receiving back. I did sign the 4-star halfback, but I'm a little thin at that position still, so hopefully we can get 1 or 2 more halfbacks this season. Tyquan Sams, wide receiver. Hopefully we can go ahead and get in on him. Same with Hayden McGahee. Sign a couple receivers. That way we go ahead and keep rotating those players out. Curtis Lane and Jaden Temple are recent additions to the board, with us missing out on the previous players we're looking at. Rico Street, middle linebacker, we're going to go ahead and get. Not necessarily a position in need for us, but we still need to recruit players at those positions nonetheless. Rylan Ogle, John Draft, a couple cornerbacks we're going to try to get into. Really want to start focusing on the secondary now that we started to get some defensive line pieces. And then, yeah, Callum Williamson at strong safety as well as Matthew Minis. Hopefully we can land one of these two guys. Looking more likely we were going to be able to get Minis. We'll see how Williamson responds to our scholarship offer and our DM interest. But yeah, like I said, 3-2 on the season. We're looking pretty good. We look at the stats here, see how we're performing through 5 games. I mean, Chase Harrison's got 11 touchdowns and 1 interception in his senior year. He looks really, really good. We're running the ball decently well. Also, TJ Horton's got 10 yards a carry. Chase Harrison's running the ball well. And Christian Davis has 4.3 yards a carry. So, yeah, we're doing pretty good. Angel Forrest in his freshman year has already got 6 touchdowns and almost 400 yards. He looks to be really, really good. Jalen Stockton not doing too bad. And then Jeffrey Simmons, the tight end, who is a senior, having a pretty fair season as well. So, yeah, let's get to the end of the season, potentially see if we can win the conference championship for back-to-back seasons. All right, so recruiting-wise, we haven't had the second half of the season we did get a 4-star defensive tackle to commit. We'll go ahead and show you guys that really quick here. We did get Donald Shabazz to go ahead and commit to us. And we've had at least 6 or 7 prospects in the second half. We've led the entire time. In the very last week, Purdue, Central Michigan, or Kentucky have gone on and just yanked him right out front of our feet, like this guy, Curtis Lane. We've led on him the entire time, and Purdue's going to go ahead and probably pull the carpet out from underneath our feet, and we're going to lose out on him. Taekwon Sims, we should go ahead and get this week. Miles Falk, we're probably going to lose out on for some stupid reason. Ben Nicholson's going to commit to us this week. Rico Street, we should get. Same with Rylan Ogle. Barring anything stupid happening. John Draft, we should go ahead and get as well this week. And Matthew Minis, we should also go ahead and get. So we've gotten a couple decent players, but nothing too spectacular. We're going to go ahead and simulate to the next week, see if we can beat Texas State in the Myrtle Beach Bowl. I don't know if we won or not. We did. We went ahead and beat Texas State to win the Myrtle Beach Bowl. Congrats to us, I guess. Feels like a consolation prize if we're being honest. Go ahead and look at the team here. See what our statistics were. Our quarterback, Chase Harrison, in his senior season, really was kind of unproductive after a really hot start. 3,300 yards, 24 touchdowns. The 4 interceptions is really good, but just kind of conservative if you ask me. Christian Davis had a really good year. He had 10 touchdowns, 757 yards. We'd like a little bit more yardage out of him. It seemed like the offense kind of struggled when we got to conference play. I'm not going to lie. We did have quite a bit of touchdowns on the ground, 20 to be exact. 6 from TJ Horton as well. Receiving wise, Angel Force is going to get a huge jump next season. He had 1,100 yards and 12 touchdowns. Really, really good season from the freshman. Jeffrey Simmons, senior tight end, had a pretty good season as well. Excited for my 4-star to take his spot next year. Jalen Stockton had a solid year, 551 yards, only 2 touchdowns. Kendrick Claiborne, his junior season, had 6 touchdowns and 548 yards. Not bad, not bad. And Christian Davis also had quite a bit of receiving yards as well, giving him 1,100, 1,200 yards on his season. A pretty good year from him. As far as tackling goes, Cole Irluan, he had a pretty decent season in terms of tackles. Not a bunch of sacks, honestly. Lenny Flowers had 6 to lead the team. Caden Johnson had 4. Couple of seniors there. Interceptions, we only had 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 interceptions the entire season. Defense really struggled, it looks like. Elijah Davis had 2. Jalen Asher, the freshman, had 1 or 2 as well. Caden Johnson, the senior outside linebacker, had 1. Cole Irlowan had 1. Sam Feeney and Antoine Sutton had 1 as well. As far as kicking goes, really bad kicker from the senior. He'll be graduating this year. And Carson Homer had a lot of punts. 53 punts on the season is not ideal, especially when you only play 12 games. But I'm going to go ahead and jump into the offseason. I'll show you guys the transfer portal. And yeah, let's kick it. Hopefully we can do a little bit better in year 4. All right, going to go through my recruiting board here, year 3 offseason, just to show you guys a little bit of my strategy and a little bit of who I am recruiting. Going to go by position here. Quarterback, I did throw on a 2-star transfer. Go ahead and build that Indiana pipeline a little bit. And it's always good to just get a body at every position if you can. Kevin Fowler, I don't know if we're going to get him, but we are the only team to offer him a scholarship, so hopefully we shoot up into his top 5. And you never know, if Iowa State doesn't really pursue him that hard, we can go ahead and pick him up. Running back, like I said, I want to get a couple more guys. We're going to go for Joshua Ringer from Indiana. We're going to go with Jerron Marcus as well, a couple 3-star guys. Joshua Ringer being a transfer, if he can start for us or potentially be a good body in the room, we can go ahead and make that a lot easier for us to redshirt Ty if possible. As far as receivers go, we did get Taekwon Sams, and we are going to go ahead and target Dominic Halai. He's from Illinois. He's a transfer. Hopefully, we can go ahead and get him. Don't have a lot of points in him because there is a few guys that I am investing really heavily into that we can go ahead and get. I'll get into that here shortly. Tight ends, we're not getting any bodies there, unfortunately. As far as tackle go, we only have 1. It's a 2-star tackle. He's a transfer. Going to put a little bit of points into him after this week and hope we can get him. A lot of hours are going into visits this week. As far as offensive guards goes, we're probably going to get Falk this week. I'd like to think at least he should commit to us. Ben Nicholson's going to commit to us as well. Cooper Starks, 4-star left guard transfer. He is going to be a senior, but he could be a really big piece for us this year. As you can see, we went ahead and scheduled him for a visit. And as far as the recruiting, we don't know any of his motivations. But there is a little bit of a secret. So if you look in the bottom right corner, right where my face cam is, let me go ahead and hide that really quick. you can see, no, you can't see because I'm an idiot. Nope, I'm still an idiot. There we go. You can see his playing style is a B plus. So what that means is the playing style is one of his motivations. So we went ahead and scheduled a visit based. Actually, no, we based off proximity home. I just realized I fat fingered and clicked the wrong button. But what you normally would do is go ahead, base that visit off playing style, and you're guaranteed to know that that is one of his, one of his motivations. We also are going to go ahead and go for Niles Yeast. He's a 3-star guard. He's transferring from Indianapolis, really close to the area. Hopefully, we can get him, build that pipeline. Dante Ivory is kind of a fallback. There's a couple schools a little bit of a lead on him, so we'll see if we're able to get into him on that. As far as centers go, TJ McMillan, we are hoping to get 3-star, going to be a senior this year. Defensive ends, we got 3 of them already, but we went ahead, we got in on Damon Oroke just in case. Defensive tackles, we went ahead and got 2. Don't feel the need to get any more, really. As far as outside linebackers go, DeAndre Abbott, we're going to go ahead and put a lot into. We really need those bodies on the outside linebacker, even if it is just for depth. Same with Stanley Kormeyer. And then Curtis Lane, we are hoping we can go ahead and get to commit to Ball State this week. Middle linebacker, Rico Street, we're hoping we can get to commit soon. We got John Draft, the cornerback. We're hoping to get Rylan Ogle this week. And then we're going to go ahead and put some points into Amani Adai and Gregory Trainer. Hopefully we can get one of those 2 guys. We'll go ahead and have 3 cornerbacks in this class. And then the juicy stuff, I got a couple free safeties on our board. One of those being Tyron Kinney. And now is when I'll give you the tip. So you see in the bottom right-hand corner where my face cam is. Let's go ahead and hide that again. Playing style is an A. We don't know any of his motivations yet. As you can see, everything's a question mark. But we went ahead and visit his schedule based off playing style because we know that is one of his motivations because of his deal breaker. So that's a tip for you that I actually managed to implement correctly. Good for me, right? We're also going to try to get Elijah Lewis if things don't work out. And then Connor Osgood, 4-star. He is a high schooler, so we really have a lot of interest in him. Kenny is going to be a junior. So by the time Connor Osgood is a redshirt sophomore, hopefully he can go ahead and be ready in the wings. If all that works out, we also got Matthew Minnie, strong safety from Virginia Beach. Hopefully we can get Damon Marble as well. Go ahead and build up that secondary depth. Kicker punter, we're not really interested in. And then, we'll go ahead and simulate the rest of the offseason, or at least get to week 4 or National Signing Day. And I'll show you guys who we ended up finishing up with. All right, we finished the season 8-5. We are on National Signing Day, and I think you guys are going to be pretty impressed with what we did to finish up year 3. We'll take it by position. No quarterbacks were signed. We missed out on the freshman out of Carmel. We did accidentally, keyword accidentally, sign a lot of running backs. We ended up with the 4-star. We ended up getting 2 3-star running backs, one out of Lawrenceburg, Indiana, the other one out of Georgia, which we don't have a pipeline with. I kind of was in week 4, and I saw a few guys that didn't have a ton of interest, and I had a lot of hours, so I just went ahead, threw a scholarship at them, threw the house at them, see what I could end up with. That's how we ended up with the Donis Ballage as well. And Larry, Garrett, these 1-star guys that we filled out the class with, we just kind of offered scholarships to and hope they sign with us. This guy ended up doing it. So we got a lot of running back depth, which we have not had before. As far as receivers go, we got Tyquan Sams, 3-star, and Byron Gono, 2-star. Really bad year for receivers. Hopefully next year we can get some more good ones. Didn't get any tight ends. Gonna have to look into getting more next season. So I think big positions in need next season. Wide receiver, tight end, probably gonna be at the top of the list. As far as tackles go, that's going to be at the top of the list as well, as we only got a 1-star. Every single tackle we went hard for ended up going to another school last week. Probably one of these guards are going to end up playing tackle. We end up getting Miles Falk, Ben Nicholson, 2 3-star guards. We end up getting a couple 1-stars as well to fill out the roster. As far as centers go, we got Stephen Cummins, 3-star center. So we filled out the offensive line with 3-star prospects for the most part. As far as defensive end goes, we have 3 3-star gems. Pretty happy with all of them. Defensive tackle, we got Richard Wilbur, who's also a 4-star gem, and Donald Shabazz, who's a 4-star. That's our second 4-star player of the class so far. Really, really good job with the defensive line this offseason. As far as outside linebackers go, we got Curtis Lane and DeAndre Abbott. Linebacker is going to continuously be a position of need for us. As far as middle linebacker goes, we got Rico Street, we got Barry Rashad, and we got John Francesca. Uh, One of these guys is probably going to end up moving to outside linebacker and is going to grow and develop there. More than likely, one of these guys with the run stopper tendencies, they fit the scheme a little bit better on the outside linebacker. As far as cornerbacks go, we got John Draft, Rylan Ogle, 2 3 stars. Hopefully, one of those guys is going to be good for us. We don't have a lot of hours to scout these guys, so we didn't know if any of them gemmed or not. Amani Adai, 2 star, and Gregory Trainer, 2 star. Went ahead and got those guys as well. And then for the free safeties, we ended up getting 2 4-star signings. One of them is a junior. The other one is at a high school. We can go ahead and redshirt this guy. By the time this guy's a redshirt freshman, Kenny will be a senior. So when Osgood is a sophomore, he can go ahead and slide into the starting role. Really excited about this combo we got here. And then a couple 1-stars to add safety depth. And then we got Matthew Minnis and Jay Algier at strong safety. No special teams, which we will probably target next year as well. Overall, a really successful offseason. We'll go back to the National Signing Day, and I'll show you guys how we're looking. As far as my school goes, the championship contender has gone up a little bit. Pro potential has gone up a little bit. I think we had one guy that got drafted in the last couple rounds. I didn't really show you that. I believe it was my 88 overall right guard. Can't remember his name off the top of my head. Coach ability is really good right now. We're pretty happy with our school's state right now. Coach prestige is also pretty good. As you can see, the head coach prestige is very high. We really have a lot of things we need to work on, like our stadium atmosphere, our conference prestige. If we move conferences in a few seasons, something like that. Championship contender, we can get better, as well as program tradition. Hopefully those things can improve as well. And we've had our best class so far. If you scroll down to 34, you'll see Ball State. We had 4 4-star prospects, 17 3-star prospects, 5 2-star prospects, 7 1-star prospects, putting us at 33 prospects overall. Pretty happy with that. As you can see, a lot of these schools, none of them really had 0-star prospects. We want to go ahead, make sure we fill out the board there. A lot of those guys probably aren't going to make the team, but that's okay. You compare us to the rest of the MAC. We clear everybody by far, except for maybe Central Michigan, who finished at 65. Anyways, let's go ahead, hop into year 4, see what we can get cooking with our new quarterback and running back. All right, year 4, got the recruiting board set up. Before we go through that, I want to take you through the roster just really quick like here. Very interesting situation brewing in the quarterback room. Angel Cummins is actually a higher overall than Javier Adams. I don't know why it developed that way. Angel Cummins only has normal development, as you can see when I click on the player card here. And Javier Adams has, what is it? I can't even remember the name of it. Impact. So he's impact development right now. I think I'm still going to go ahead and give the nod to Javier Adams this season. I do want to see him develop. He is the 4-star. He does have the better development. I do believe him in him a little bit more long term. But Angel Cummins, man, he looks like he's really, really going to be something. It really just depends. Maybe when we get to the midseason mark, if Javier Adams isn't doing well, I mean, gosh, actually, Angel Cummins just has such good accuracy. I'm going to start Angel Cummins. He is just electric with the 96 speed. Simonza is a senior. He's the higher overall, but we're not going to go ahead and start him. He's not part of the future. As far as running backs go, we went ahead and redshirted the 4-star freshman. He does have elite development. He is going to be a focal point of this offense going forward. We're going to go ahead and just rock with the 4 running backs here. Don't really need to scout much running backs, as he is our guy. As far as the receivers go, Angel Forrest, he had an incredible season last year. He has got that elite development. He's going to be a big, big piece for us. Kendrick Claiborne, the senior, looking to graduate this year. Gideon Uzakanma, he was really good. He's only got normal development, but that is okay. We have Jalen Stockton here, who's also a sophomore. He's got star development. Probably going to start him as the wide receiver too. DJ Rice is a junior, and Ronald Bishop, the sophomore, 77 overall. He's got normal development. So really, not working with a whole lot of receivers. We could use one other big name. We did get 3-star Tyquan Sims that has impact development. We also went out, got Brian Gano. He's only got normal development. As far as the tight end goes, another really interesting situation brewing up right now. Jermaine Kidron, the blocking tight end, 81 overall. He's got impact development, but we have the 4-star tight end who's a lot better of a receiver, but he's only got normal development. So we have a really interesting situation with our tight end and our QB room. I think I am going to start Peel at tight end just because I think the receiving stats are a little bit more important. We'll see how the development works after that. As far as the offensive line goes, we are looking decent on the offensive line right now. Would obviously like to get a lot more guys scouted, but we are in the low 80s at all those positions. As far as left end goes, we got 81 overall Cody Smith. We have 83 overall Dontu Gardner at right end. A couple redshirt freshmen, including three-star gem Dion Soro, who's got impact development. We really like him. He's probably going to start at left end for us next year. Rick Schuster, who we also got the year prior, redshirted. He's a 75 overall, but only normal development. A little bit disappointing there. We do have Brian Jeter, redshirt junior. He's going to go ahead and start defensive tackle for us. The four-star Donald Shabazz. He's got impact development, and he's starting out as a 76 overall, hopefully going to be in the 80s by the time he is a redshirt freshman next year. Really excited about that. I do need to go ahead and redshirt Richard Wilbur as well. He does have impact development. Really looking forward to using him a lot more. Darren Conley, I did forget to make some position changes, but these guys can fill in on the depth chart. Middle linebacker looks really good for us right now. Three-star middle linebacker Rico Street. We got star development out of him. He's going to be the middle linebacker of the future for us. Really excited for him. Moses Wooden, freshman, right outside linebacker. We're pumped for him. He's got impact development. He's our outside linebacker of the future. We also got Curtis Lane, three-star. He's got normal development, but look for him to be his backup for these years to come. As far as cornerback goes, we have Roland Byard, who is already an 83 overall in his sophomore season. He's got impact development. We have Gil Judge, who's an 81 overall junior. He's just got normal development. As far as the rest of the cornerbacks go, Jalen Asher, as you know, has star development. We really like him. We think highly of him. We have DeMarcus Joseph, who's an 80 overall freshman, got star development, only a 2-star. That's actually crazy. Probably didn't even scout him. Probably just ended up with him out of luck, and he is going to be the cornerback of the future for us. We also got John Draft. If you remember, we got him, I believe, towards the end of the season. Kind of the same thing with Ogle and Trainer. We kind of got them at the very last minute there. Gregory Trainer's got impact development. Not great, but it's better than normal. And Gregory Trainer's got impact as well. Did I look at that wrong? I might have looked at that wrong. Oh, no, they both have impact. So that's pretty awesome. As far as safeties go, like I said, we went ahead and got Tyron Kinney out of the transfer portal. He's going to start his senior year. He's only got normal development, which sucks because he was a 4-star player, but he's an upperclassman. It's not the end of the world. Ken Thorne's going to go ahead and start this year. He's got impact development. Not that it matters since he's a senior. Connor Osgood was the 4-star that we got. He's got impact development. He's already a 75 overall freshman. Look for him to start as a potentially an 80 overall next year in his freshman redshirt season. Dalton Lewis is down there on the depth chart, and we also got a couple of 1-star guys. Probably going to cut them next season. Kind of made a mistake recruiting all these 1-stars, if I'm honest, because when I was encouraging those transfers, I can't transfer those guys. So I had to sacrifice a couple semi-decent players in order to be, able to keep those guys because I had no other choice. Matthew Minis, the 3-star, we went ahead and recruited. He's just got normal development, is what it is. As far as Cole Irlewan, I believe he's our highest overall player. 1-star, normal development, 87 overall. That's pretty crazy. We went ahead and cut our other kicker, Shyheim Timms, who is a pretty accurate kicker. He's got star development. We really like him. He has got 77 kick accuracy, so hopefully we can make a lot more kicks this year. And we got a punter that's really, really bad, but hopefully we're not punting a lot this year. He's only a 1-star punter. We are, I will show you the board here like we just talked about. We do have a punter on our board. We'll break it down position by position like I like to do. I didn't even offer the quarterback scholarships. I am going to target probably the 2-star quarterback here. I think it's really important to at least get a body or two, especially because the quarterback competition is going to be all I have, so I will need the depth behind them. Tevin Rubin, not sure how I'm going to scout him, but I was first place. He was from Indiana. Probably going to throw him a scholarship next week, and we'll see how it goes after that. Fullback, kind of the same situation. We're on his board. We do need a fullback. Might throw him a scholarship next week. Wide receivers go is where we start scouting. We got Charles Kennard from Fort Wayne and Julian Flugans, 4-star from Fishers, who we have 4th on our board. He's really interested in us. We're going to go ahead target him pretty heavily. As far as the tight end goes, Sammy Newton, a lot of Indiana guys still want to build that prospect, that pipeline, and a lot of them were just flat out interested in us. It's really easy to add guys to your board and scout them when you're already top 5 on their list. Offensive tackles go, we have Josh Dwimfor, fourth on his list. Manu Taufa, who's a 4-star tackle from Carmel, Indiana. He is a gem. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure we get this guy. And then Titus Lord, what a name. We're going to go ahead and try to get him as well, 3-star tackle. As far as the offensive guards go, we got Freddie Crispin from Indiana. He's a 4-star. Going to send the house at him. Frederick Beavers, 4-star guard from Ohio. Already 3rd on his list. We're going to go ahead and send the house at him. Might be a tight competition with schools like Cincinnati and Ohio State, but we'll see what happens. As far as centers go, Jamal Hamrick from Dearborn, Michigan. We're going to go ahead and try to get him. Rudy Carr we like as well. He's from Indiana. As far as defensive ends go, we didn't really find a whole lot we liked. We did get a JUCO player. We're going to go ahead and target him, see what we can get done there. 2-star might be a little easier to get. Same with Russ Walter. At least get a player at those positions like we were talking about a little bit earlier. We got 3-star JUCO BJ Woodside. He's only going to be good for his senior year, but we're going to go ahead and target him anyway. Rico Neal from Valparaiso, Indiana. Go ahead and target him. And Detson Spears from Indianapolis. Bunch of Indiana guys we're going to keep going after. As far as the cornerbacks go, we got Martin McKinley, 3-star cornerback. Gem, we're going to go after him. Kurt Abram, going to go ahead and go after him. Another 3-star cornerback. James Banks, 3-star, we're going to go after. And Nate Spriggs. Cornerback class not looking a whole really that nice. Dexter Darling, 4-star gem free safety from Whiting, Indiana. We have a couple really good free safeties already, but one of these guys can move to strong safety. So I really like him. Hopefully we can get him. I'm going to push pretty hard for him. Still want to build up that defense. And we also have Avery Lockett. We're going to go ahead and target him as much as we can. A lot of schools have them in a high-tier pipeline that he's showing interest in already. He might be a tough get. If a lot of teams are getting resistance against us, we're probably not going to push that hard. As far as the kicker goes, we got Joseph DeChristopher from Chicago, 3-star kicker. Not going to go super hard after him just because we have a pretty good kicker already. And then we have Cole Keenan, 2-star punter from Maryville, Indiana. Go ahead, offer him a scholarship. Go ahead and get him. That's the class. I'm going to simulate some midseason. As always, I'll see you guys there. Hopefully we got some good news. All right, so we're at the midseason mark. We are 4-1 on the season. Got a couple really important updates. We've gotten quite a few commits so far, all of them being 4-star gems. We got a right tackle, Manu Taufa. Didn't really have much competition for him. Got him fairly easily. Kind of the same thing with Frederick Beavers. Got him fairly easily. Really excited about both those players. And we got Dexter Darling, 4-star free safety. More than likely going to play him potentially at strong safety. He does have his own tendency, so might leave him at free safety and see if I can get another one of my free safeties to move over to strong safety if they have more of a hybrid or run support tendency. As far as Jamar Hamrick, he is a center. I almost said senior. He's a center at a high school. I guess he's a senior in high school. He's going to commit to us this week. So we have every offensive line position handled in terms of, tackle, guard, center. I don't have 2 guards or 2 tackles, but we'll take it. BJ Woodside, probably not going to get. Unfortunately, we really liked him. We're going to go ahead and stop putting so many points into him. We do need outside linebackers. I'll show you guys the board really quick and the guys I'm targeting. I just added a ton of players to the board. We have a 2-star quarterback we're going to go ahead and try to get. Like I said, just to address that depth I was talking about. Sammy Newton from Indianapolis, hoping we can land him. Titus Lord, we're going to go ahead and try to land him, although it is looking unlikely. It is what it is. Rudy Carr from Indiana, I believe he is a linebacker. We'll go ahead and try to land him as well. We're going to put a little bit of points into him. He actually might be an offensive or a defensive lineman or offensive lineman. I can't remember. I have so many guys on this board. Tevin Rubin, running back. We're going to go ahead and try to get him. Going to pour a little bit more points in him just so we can go ahead and get the job done. We have Cliff Hebron, the fullback. We're going to go ahead and just put a little bit of points into him as well. Blair Nicholson, 3-star quarterback. We look like we should be able to get him. Josh Rumfor, right tackle. We're going to go put a little bit more points into him just so we can get it. I'm really keying in on that offensive line depth that I was talking about. Alfonso Boyce we should get. It might be a little close. We'll put 15 into him. Really good offensive line depth going. Just so we can secure a punter, we'll go ahead and put 10 points into him. And then these are some guys that I recently scouted or recently added to the board, gave scholarships to. So we got Lee Longo, Konapu Namu, and Richard Hargrave, all 3-star receivers. Going to go after one or two of these guys. We got right end Greg Coleman, defense tackle Dalton Goodley. Not going after them too hard just because our defensive line is super deep right now. Deacon Aguilar, probably going to go after these linebackers here, Zach LeCount and Sean Ferkser. I'm going to go ahead and probably target two of these guys. More than likely, I think I'm going to go after Deacon Aguilar because he's probably going to commit sooner than some of these guys were. So I think I'm going to go after Aguilar, and I'm going to go ahead and go after Ferkser. I think the run stopper fits our scheme just a little bit more. We also have Teron Devy, who we might go ahead and target as well. I'd like to land 2 or 3 of these linebackers. We have Jaron Mixon, middle linebacker. I'm going to add him to our board. I offered him a scholarship. We're just going to kind of keep an eye on him. Jeremiah Janovich, we have as well Nick Van Dyke. Not Dick Van Dyke, it's Nick Van Dyke. We went ahead and added to our board. Same with Justin Merling. Go ahead and offer these guys scholarships. We added 4-star quarterback Javier Garcia. So we'll go ahead and talk about these 4-star guys. We have Peter Pfeiffer, not Peter Piper, or Patrick Pfeiffer. Patrick Pfeiffer. That's kind of a tough one. We're going to go ahead and send the house at him. Really would be huge if we could go ahead and get a 4-star wide receiver. Not a lot of teams are showing interest in him right now. Nolan Bala, we might go ahead and scout him. Tight end's not a huge need for us right now. Kind of same with quarterback. Our quarterback, we already have a Javier, so not really too interested in him. Hakeem Nwerny, we really need DB. We're going to go ahead and send the house on him and maybe slip in his DMs. As far as receiver goes, Terrell Bowles, we did go after Patrick Pfeiffer, but we might go after him as well. And Sua Mahai, we're actually already pretty good on his board, so we're actually going to go ahead and send the house on him also. And then we have Frank Prince here at the bottom. Would like to get a DB. Probably going to go ahead, put some hours into him as well. We'll go and take off that, and we will go ahead, send the house on him. Really want to get some DBs, improve our defense. And yeah, that's the midseason update. Offensive line is looking really, really good right now. Got a safety. Hopefully our quarterback can develop. We can actually peep the stats on him right now. I actually did go ahead and start Javier Adams, who we were talking about. He looks really good. 1,000 yards in, I think, is 4 games, 9 touchdowns, has not thrown an interception yet. We started Caden in the first game. Didn't go well, so we went ahead and made that decision. Angel Cummins is the backup. We don't have injuries on, but we will keep an eye on their development. If one develops better than the other, especially after this season, you never know what direction we are going into. And yeah, we're at week 7 right now. I'll update you guys. Hopefully, we can make the conference championship. Right now, the conference standings are as such. We go to the MAC, and we are in second place. Miami is in first place. They're only 2-4 on the season, though. They're not doing too great. We're only one conference game in, so not really too invested into where we are. And yeah, we'll just take it game by game. Hopefully, we can win another MAC championship. All right, we're to the end of the season here, and as you can see at the top of the screen, we finished 9-3, and we are in the MAC championship against Toledo. Now, before we jump into that, I want to look at the team schedule really quick, just kind of see how we did. We lost to Iowa to start the season. We beat Western Kentucky. We beat Kentucky. We went ahead and beat SMU. We beat Ohio University. We actually did lose to Kent State, even though they finished 8-4 this season. That is a game we should win. Same thing with Eastern Michigan. They finished 7-5. Those are 2 games that we very much should have won. And those are our 2 conference losses back to back. And then after that, we got really, really hot. We beat Akron. We destroyed Buffalo. We beat Western Michigan. We beat Toledo, who we're facing this week, 34-3. We beat Miami 24-14 in our rivalry game. And that puts us where we are now. We can go and check the stats really quick, see how our rookie Javier Adams did. He did pretty good, 2,700 yards, 24 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. I feel like those numbers, at least the yards, are really low. We do like the touchdown interception ratio. As far as running the ball goes, Christian Davis did fine, 8 rushing touchdowns. He did have 3 fumbles, which is kind of a lot, I feel like. Angel Forrest had a lot of rushing as well, weirdly enough. Must have been doing a lot of end arounds. He had 3 rushing touchdowns, and he had Only 560 yards. He took a little bit of a step back this year, while Jalen Stockton went crazy with 1,100 yards and 11 touchdowns. Gonna have to look into that next year. I think Jalen Stockton actually played by slot, so I could see that being why. We'd like Angel Forrest, who does have elite development, I'm pretty sure, or star, one of the two. We really want him to get more. Uzakama had a good year. Alex Peel had a decent freshman year, only 2 touchdowns. Kindred had a few catches as well. As far as the defense goes, nobody with really a lot of tackles. Dontu Gardner had a lot of tackles for loss, and he had 6 sacks. But Brian Jeter and Cody Smith both had 9 sacks. So defense was getting to the quarterback this year. Kicker 15 for 17, 39 for 39 on the extra points. We do have a really, really good kicker. 58 punts is still a lot. Would like to get that below 50 if possible. We've played 12 games, so if we have 50 punts, we're looking at 5 or 6 punts a game. I think 5 punts a game would put us at 60. So not ideal there. We will go ahead, check out the recruiting. I have some good news. Like I said, we got these 4 guys who we had before. We had the center, the free safety, the right guard, and the right tackle. We also got 3-star quarterback Blair Nicholson to build that Indiana pipeline. We got 3-star outside linebacker Deacon Aguilar. We got 4-star quarterback Hakeem Nwarni. And we should be able to get Patrick Pfeiffer this week. We should also be able to get Greg Coleman. We should be able to get Sammy Newton this week. Cliff Hepburn's about to commit the fullback. Frederick Cook, we look good on. Sean Ferkser, we look decent on. That's going to be really, really close, especially with Cincinnati having a visit. We should get the punter here. And as far as receivers go, Richard Hargrave, we might be able to get not a lot of competition on at this stage. Dalton Goodley, we look really good to get defensive tackle from Indianapolis. Jaron Mixon, middle linebacker, is going to be really, really close. Hopefully in the offseason, teams kind of forget about him and we can make a push to sign him. We should be able to get a kicker we can redshirt next year. Caleb Levine, running back, and Nick Spriggs, running back. We should hopefully be able to get both of these Indiana guys to go ahead and redshirt them next season and build up that running back depth. Antoine Harvey from Baltimore, 2-star cornerback we should be able to get. Dennis Scatia, we're going to go ahead and try to get him. Same with Barry Smythe. Want a couple safeties. Like I talked about earlier, we want to move some guys to strong safety. Tommy Bichetti, who's a quarterback, we're going to go ahead and try to get him to build up that depth. And Bart Carew, 2-star right tackle, we want to go ahead and try to sign him as well. So honestly, we look pretty good as far as the scouting goes. We'd like to have a couple more commits, but you can't always have it that way. But we have a lot of guys that are close. We're going to have to build that up over the course of the bowl games. Patrick Pfeiffer, 4-star receiver, does commit. Sammy Newton, 3-star tight end, commits. We didn't lose out on everybody. We're still first place on everybody, making progress as usual. And we got 369 XP, and it looks like we did win the MAC championship, finishing 6-2 in conference play. That's our second conference championship. One more to hit our goal. So that's pretty ideal. 2 championships in the first 4 seasons. We'll take that. Ethan Evers went ahead and had 3 tackles for loss. I'm assuming a couple sacks as well. Go ahead and get player of the game. I'm pretty sure he's a senior. He is. So good for him. Alex Peel had a really good game. 6 receptions for 97 yards. Adds a touchdown to get player of the week. Really like that he's finishing the season strong. We'll go ahead and simulate week 16 to see what kind of bowl game we got. We're hoping we get Sean Ferkser. We get Dalton Goodley. So we're getting a lot of commits here. Kona we finished second on, who we weren't really looking into that much. And same with Bart Carew. We get a bunch of XP there. Hopefully upgrade our motivator tool. And we're going to find out hopefully what bowl game we play momentarily. We go ahead. We're facing the Arizona State Sun Devils in the Sun Bowl. Hopefully we can win that game. And yeah, let's go ahead and simulate to that, and let's see what we can do. All right, Arizona State, who finished 6-6 on the season, versus 10-3 Ball State. We got a really good staff working up too. We're hoping that upgrades our team. We're gonna go ahead and simulate to the next week. We got a level 26 coach, got the motivator tree, and a pretty good spot. We get Greg Coleman, 3-star right end, and it looks like we're gonna get Dennis Scatia, or at least we're pretty high on his board. We finished 10-4, so it looks like we lost to Arizona State, which is a bummer. Angel Forrest got player of the week with 4 catches for 45 yards. So, wow, he did really good. Anyways, let's go ahead and simulate to the offseason and see what we can get in the transfer portal. And if you care to know, Tulane beat Cincinnati in the national championship by a score of 39-38. I mean, not the or kind of a crazy score and kind of a crazy matchup. Looks like it was a really tight game, and Tulane ends up winning the championship in the 2027 season. Very odd. All right, quick glance at the transfer portal. I'm just going to show off my class really quick. Before the transfer portal, usually I'm pretty far down there, but right now, as it stands, I'm the 41st ranked class. I have 6 4-star prospects and 7 3-star prospects, so a lot of quality, and we actually got quite a bit of quantity. Those are 3 guys we recently signed: Patrick Pfeiffer, Greg Coleman, Sammy Newton, Cliff Hepburn, Sean Ferkser, Dalton Goodley. And then right now, Frederick Cook, we're going to go ahead and send the house at. Colin Keenan, punter, we should be able to land him. Richard Hargrave should commit this week. Jaron Mixon, we're hoping we can get him to commit this week. Justice Merling, the kicker, we're going to try to get him on board. Caleb Vleen and Nick Spriggs, both running backs. Hopefully we can get these guys. Antoine Harvey, 2-star cornerback. Hopefully we can get him. Dennis Scatia, we should be able to get to commit this week. Barry Smythe, we're really close to getting as well. Tommy Bichetti, the quarterback. Hopefully we can get him to commit in the next week or two. And then we are on to the transfer portal. We actually got a lot of interest in the transfer portal this year, so hopefully we can take advantage of that. 3-star outside linebacker Damian Harmon, who's going to be a junior next year, would be a massive get for us. We went ahead and fully scouted him, and he looks really good. He's got 78 speed, really good tackling, good play rec, pursuit, strength, hit power, all of that. We also have Ben Fihoko, 3-star transfer, going to be a sophomore. He looks really, really good. Hopefully we can land him. The 2-stars, we're just throwing scholarships right now. Rashard Archer, defensive end, going to go ahead and send the house on him, improve that depth. He'll be a senior this year, so hopefully he can be an impact player for us as we look to win a conference championship and potentially be ranked for the first time. Ben Shelley, we threw a scholarship. Tyrell Fields, running back, going to be an upperclassman junior. Going to go ahead and test the waters on him, see how much interest we truly have. Abba Selm, 4-star center, who's going to be a senior this year. Went ahead, sent the house for him. Willie Goodacre, my bad, will also be a senior. Like I said, we're looking to compete this year, so these guys can start while our other gem prospects can go ahead and redshirt. I'm really looking forward to hopefully competing for them. Gary Edmond, 2-star cornerback, went ahead and just pretty much offered him a scholarship. And then LaShawn Michaels, outside linebacker, went ahead, offered him a scholarship, sent the house. Hopefully we can get him. And then Shit2, thought his name was funny. He's a 2-star, so just went ahead and offered him a scholarship. Hopefully we can get him. But yeah, pretty impressed with how the board looks. We're going to go ahead and advance to the end and advance to National Signings Day and see who we get. All right, happy National Signing Day to those who celebrate year 4, going into year 5 offseason. We'll go ahead and start with our conference. We finished with a 33rd ranked class. We got 7 4-stars, 7 2-stars, and 19 3-stars. Take us 33 players overall. We'll go ahead and check out those players overall. We got Blair Nicholson, Tommy Bichetti at quarterback, at running back. We did get Nick Spriggs early on, and then we got Caleb Levine, and then we got Tyrell Fields out of the transfer portal. I actually think we got all these guys pretty late in the season. But we got Tyrell Fields out of the transfer portal. That way we can go ahead and redshirt these guys without having to worry about it too much. We got Cliff Hepburn at fullback. Probably go ahead and redshirt him. At wide receiver, we got Patrick Pfeiffer, 4-star wide receiver. We got plenty of depth. He'll be redshirted. Richard Hargrave, 3-star wide receiver. He's a route runner. Didn't get too much depth at the receiver position, but we got a couple good players. Probably going to redshirt most of the guys you're seeing unless we got them from the transfer portal. As far as tight ends go, we got Sammy Newton from Indianapolis. We really got a lot of Indiana guys. I'll count them up at the end here, but hopefully we can upgrade that pipeline a little bit. As far as tackles go, we got Manu Tafu, who we talked about. He's the headliner of this class. We got Theo Batchelder. Went ahead offensive guard wise. We got Frederick Beavers. We got KC East from Mishawaka. And we got Jaquez Augustine from the transfer portal. Hopefully he can impact us year 1. We got Absalom, who's going to be a senior this year. He's 4-star. And we got Jamal Hemrick, who's a 4-star freshman. We can go ahead and redshirt him. Really excited about him. Got him out of the transfer portal. He should be really good for us in the 1 year we have him. Greg Coleman and Rashad Archer, we went ahead and got from the transfer portal. Archer going to be a senior this year. Dalton Goodley, went ahead and got him as our only defensive tackle of the class. Outside linebacker, we signed a few. We got Deacon Aguilar and Sean Ferkser, who are going to be redshirted this year. And then we got Damian Harmon and LaShawn Michaels, who hopefully can make impacts for us year one. Jaron Mixon out of high school can redshirt him. Hopefully he is good for us. Then cornerbacks, we got Hakeem Narneri. We're just going to, I don't know how to say that name. That is a very tough name. We got Antoine Harvey and Gregory Edmond as well, a couple two-star prospects. And as far as free safeties go, we got the four-star gem Dexter Darling. We got Dennis Stacia. We got Barry Smythe. We got Larry Figures. We went ahead and got Figures at the very last week. Same with Barry Smythe. And that is it. Justice Meerling, we got a three-star kicker. And we got Colin Keenan, a two-star punter. And that wraps up the class. I mean, we're really building up some good pipelines here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And is that it? 11. We got 11 players from Indiana, so really building that pipeline. Pretty happy with that. I think I'd like that number to be a little bit higher, but no big deal. Let's jump into year 5. Look at the position upgrades, see what we got cooking. And I actually think this is really interesting. Jamal Hamrick, who I believe is the 4-star center athlete that we got, he's actually a really good outside line or defensive lineman. He's got a little bit better stats. He's got like 85 finesse moves. So we're actually going to put him at left end and hope he's really good there. As far as Tommy Bichetti goes, he is a quarterback. So we're going to go and put him there. He'll be the 3rd string this year while we go ahead and redshirt our other guy. And then the very last athlete, Caleb Levine, we signed to be a power halfback. And that is exactly what he's going to be. Don't really think he's got much of a future at linebacker like he would potentially have at these other positions. And yeah, let's go ahead and look at the upgrades, see what our team is looking like going into year 5. All right, going to position upgrades. As you can see, we went from an 81 to an 85 overall. Javier Adams going into his sophomore year is a 84 overall. Angel Cummins right behind him at 83. Position change might be in his future. He is a good overall running back as well, but Ty Solomon, the freshman, is the running back of the future, and he looks absolutely incredible. Joshua Ringer is going to back him up this year. Dorian Washington got a pretty sizable upgrade as well. He looks to be pretty good. He actually might end up being the backup so he can get some carries. Tyrell Fields will probably go ahead and redshirt, as well as Spriggs, Larry Garrett, and Caleb Levine. As you see, Tyrell Fields, we got him out of the transfer portal. He has impact development, so he looks not bad. Hopefully, he could be a contributor for us in the next 3 seasons, or the next 2 seasons after he redshirts. As far as fullback goes, Jaron Marcus looks pretty good as a fullback. Cliff Hepburn, we can go ahead and just redshirt for a season. He's got 91 speed at fullback. I think we actually went ahead and moved him from running back just because he was a higher overall fullback than he was running back. Angel Forrest didn't get that big of an upgrade, unfortunately, with that elite development. I think it's because he didn't have that great of a year last year. So hopefully we can put him in the slot and he can have a really big season for us. Overall, our wide receivers didn't get any upgrades that are noticeable. It is a good room nonetheless. Hopefully we can get guys in the upper 80s this year. Might be looking to scout a really good running back. We have Patrick Pfeiffer, who hopefully we can develop into being a good player. Same with Taekwon Sams and Byron Gono. Those guys are our future, so hopefully they develop. Jermaine Kindred went up to a 90 overall this year. Alex Peel stayed out of 78. He's only a sophomore, and he's got impact development. So we're actually going to look to go ahead and start him over Peel. The catching stats aren't better, but the route running is basically the same. The blocking is just so much better. So we could potentially use that. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy to say this, but the 4-star tight end is going to be the backup and potentially going to look for him to maybe make a position change next year, as he is a pretty good athlete with 83 speed. Not sure he will play, though. Mitch Saver and Bart Levine backing them up. As far as left tackle goes, we got Zach Bandy, who's an 80 overall. At left guard, we have Abbas Selm, who we went ahead, got out of the transfer portal. He got him out of the transfer portal 4-star. He's a 91 overall. Matt Etling, we might see if he can play left tackle for us this season. As far as center goes, Devin Sheets went ahead and got upgraded to a 91 overall. Ben Lima backing him up. He's going to start as an upperclassman. Hopefully he can be really good for us. Tyler Glenn, who is also a 4-star prospect we got either last year or the year before. He looks really good. Moved him to right guard. He's an 87 overall. And then right tackle, we got Jaquez Augustine, who we got out the transfer portal last minute. He's an 82 overall. Offensive line looks pretty solid. Then we have Dontu Garner, senior left end. He's a 91 overall. We have freshman defensive end Dion Soro, who's already an 81 overall. He looks really good. Look for him to be a beast his sophomore through senior season. I think I said senior season. Right end Rick Schuster, he's whatever. Rashad Archer is whatever. We do have Matt Regis. Hopefully he can develop. Brian Jeter's up to an 86 overall. And we have Donald Shabazz, who's an 80 overall with impact development. He looks to be the defensive tackle of the future after Brian Jeter leaves. Pretty happy about that. As far as outside linebackers, we got Sam Feeney. And we have Rico Street, who's an 80 overall freshman. He's got star development. Look for him to be the outside linebacker of the future after this year. Pretty happy with that. LaShawn Michaels, who we got out of the transfer portal, we honestly might redshirt him and just hope he can make an impact next season for us. At middle linebacker, we have Spencer Peters. And honestly, unless Barry Rashad can go ahead and develop, middle linebacker looks to be a position of need for us. We can go ahead and have Tobias Moses play that position next year. But after that, it looks kind of murky. So look for us to go for a star middle linebacker this year. Moses Wood, an 84 overall outside linebacker. We moved him from middle linebacker because he was higher overall at that position. He looks really good. Look forward to having him there in the future. John Francesca, he looks pretty good. Might look to move him back to middle linebacker this year, depending on it, or next year, depending on his overall. Curtis Lane looks good. As far as DBs go, Jamarcus Joseph got a bump. He looks to be pretty good for us for the next couple seasons. Jalen Asher not getting a significant upgrade besides being a 4-star star development player. That's kind of upsetting. Hopefully he can be really good for us. Besides that, DBs look really good. We have a lot of underclassmen that we really look to develop. Hopefully one or two of these guys can turn into like an 80 to 90 overall player. Jason Gainwell is going to start at free safety his senior year with Dalton Lewis and Dexter Darling in the shadows. As far as strong safety goes, Tyron Kinney in his senior year. If you recall, he was a big transfer portal get for us, 4-star free safety we got the year before last. He didn't play last year, but this year he is looking to be the strong safety for us. With Connor Osgood, 4-star from last season, impact development. He's going to be the strong safety of the future for us starting with his sophomore year next year. And then, yeah, that's pretty much the team. We look really good. Hopefully we can win another MAC championship, and hopefully we can be ranked for the first time going into next season. All right, 2028 season going into year 5. I have a little bit of a different strategy going into recruiting here. I have a lot of depth, which I don't normally have, and I have a lot of issues cutting players at the start of the season. So I think what I'm going to do is go for a lot of quality players instead of quantity players. I'm going to use a lot more of my hours to scout positions I need and I'm not going to go for any 2-star players this year. I'm going to be targeting a lot of 3, 4, maybe even a 5-star recruit depending on how the board looks. And basically go for guys who gem out and hopefully have good development, or players that I really think fit a position of need for us. For example, we have Niles Troop, 4-star left tackle. Left tackle is a big need for us right now. I'm going to do everything I can to get this player. We're already in first place for him. Ricardo Ruffin, 3-star middle linebacker. Going to go ahead and go hard for him. Lorenzo Boyett, 3-star end. Gemmed out. Jason Leckerker. Go ahead. He went ahead and gemmed out. 3-star right end. We have 3-star right ends that went ahead and gemmed out. I'm going to go for all of those guys. Really build up that defensive line. Move one of those guys to left end and pretty much make it a position that we don't have to worry about for 2 or 3 seasons. Nate Higgins looks pretty good. Trey Regis, defensive tackle, 3-star. He gemmed out. Taylor Garba, right tackle, 4-star, went ahead and gemmed out him to go with Niles Troop. Really makes the defensive line look good. Then we got Matt Martino, middle linebacker, 3-star. He went ahead and gemmed out. And then Orlando Steven, 4-star middle linebacker. He went ahead and gemmed out as well. So that's three gem middle linebackers. Hopefully we can go ahead and get 2 of those guys. We have DeAndre Merrick, 4-star we're going to go for. Darren Regis, 3-star center we'd like to go for. Same with outside linebacker. Gerald Watkins. We're going to go ahead and scout a lot of receivers and cornerbacks and hope we can get some of those guys. Would really like to get a couple gems at those positions just because the development traits is a really lackluster kind of skill for us. Kevin France, we really do need to get a tight end for when our guys leave. We also have a pretty good freshman quarterback who's being redshirted right now, so not really worried about that right now. Dorian Stevens, Terrain Kersey. As you see, a lot of tackles and guards added onto this board here. We have the 3-star Ethan Kopp, who we're pretty high on his board. might look to go ahead and get him depending on how he develops in terms of his interest levels. Terrell Beaver, there's some pretty good guys here. A lot of 3 stars, like I said. Not going to go for a lot of them, but going to add them to the board, check them out. If not a lot of schools are interested, then we can go ahead and advance with them. We have a 4-star running back, which you might go ahead and look into by the time he redshirts and he's ready to play. Our stud's going to be a junior, so that could be a really good developmental piece. Sam Azilo, we went ahead and scouted. He looks good. Keon Wimper, 4-star. He went ahead, got scouted. He looks good. Didn't gem out, but we are going to still put him on the top of our board and go for him nonetheless. And yeah, that's my recruiting update. Going to send him to the midseason as always. Hopefully there is a time where we can be ranked. That would be really good. Go ahead and get our prestige up. We are a 2.5-star school right now. Would obviously like that to be a little bit higher, but can't complain. But yeah, let's get to midseason mark. Talk to you guys a little bit then. All right, week 6, we are in a conference play. Got a pretty big recruiting update, if I'm being honest. Ball State is going to form in to be a MAC juggernaut. We'll potentially see about moving conferences if we get to that level. Right now, we got all three of those 3-star right ends to commit. All of them from Indiana, all of them gems. So really excited about that. Should hopefully get at least one of these guys with an impact or at least a star or better development would be awesome. 3-star defensive tackle Trey Regis, who's got gem as well. He committed. Don't need any defensive linemen for the rest of the season, which is really nice. 4-star right tackle Taylor Garbutt went ahead and committed to us. He's a gem. We look forward to using him a lot, as well as Niles Troop, left end 4-star gem. Those tackle positions we got are awesome. And we got Matt Martino, 3-star gem. He looks great. Hopefully all these guys have really good development, and that defense shored up a lot, as well as our tackle position. We got Devin Keaton, 4-star tight end gem from Warsaw. He looks like he's going to be really, really good, potentially better than any of the tight ends we have right now. So he can take over for those guys once they graduate or go to the NFL. Quincy Bayless, 4-star gem. Center looks really good. Hopefully we can get him. Keon Wimper, 4-star cornerback, ready to go for him. We really need that cornerback help. Same with Jerry Gastineau. He's a 4-star receiver with gem. We really, really need him. He would be a big part of the offense going forward. DeAndre Merrick, 4-star tackle. Going to go ahead and go up for him. Shore up that offensive line. Potentially could move to guard. Ezekiel Moma, really need the receiver help going for him. And then we have Dylan Vernon, who is a 4-star gem outside linebacker. That'd be a really big get for us to go for him. Other than that, I mean, it's mostly 3-star prospects we're going after. I'm pretty much narrowing my focus onto a cluster of prospects that I really hope to get and just pouring everything I can in them. And yeah, I'm going to simulate the rest of the season, show you guys where we're at. Actually going to make a pit stop here. Week 12, we are 8-2. As you can see, next to Ball State, we are ranked for the very first time in this series. There is one thing I do want to show you. I did notice when I was simming through. We're going to go to week 10, go to the MAC Player of the Week, and look at this week that Javier Adams had. He went 27 for 31, 372 pass yards, and 7 touchdowns in a 58-14 win at Ohio on the road. Crazy week. We didn't even win National Player of the Week because Tevin Craig from OSU had 194 yards and 4 touchdowns through receiving the ball. I'll give you guys a quick update on recruiting. I'm sticking to my guns, going for quality, and we are absolutely nailing it. If you go to the top classes, I haven't looked where we are. We are 32nd. We have 5 4-stars and 6 3-stars, and the season's not even over. We got the right end, we got the defense tackle and the right tackle, middle linebacker, left tackle. We talked about those guys already. We have not talked about Keon Wimper, 4-star cornerback. We have not talked about 4-star gem Devin Keaton. 4-star wide receivers gem Jeremy Gastineau, and Clyde Sams, 3-star cornerback, went ahead and got him. Lost out on DeAndre Merrick. We lost out on Tyler Rice. Don't really care about those guys that much. We got Quincy Bayless, 4-star center gem. Hoping we can go ahead and get him to commit, not this week, but next. We are setting the house on him. We might go ahead and hard sell him. We are a little bit nervous to do that, though, because of the conference prestige. We are going to go ahead and send the risk. What's nice about that is we can also contact the friends and family to get a little bit of an added boost to that. So we are going to go proximity to home, conference prestige, and coach prestige whenever we can find it. And yeah, Dylan Vernon, we're really hoping we can get him to commit this week. Really nervous about Tennessee swooping in there and getting him. He's our only linebacker on the board right now. We really, really like him. Unfortunately, our last 5 games are road games, so we were unable to get late season visits in. Really, really annoying. Ezekiel Mama, we're probably going to go ahead and get him to commit this week. 4-star wide receiver. 4-star quarterback, Evan Gentry. We really like him as well. As far as his stats goes, he's got really, really good stats. 91 throw power. He's got 85 accuracy, 78 medium accuracy, 81 speed. He breaks sacks pretty well. Really like him. Darren Regis, we're going to go ahead and try to get him. Ezekiel Okuyamai, 3-star receiver. We should land him. Lamar Kamara, we're going to hope to try to get him. And Rashard Corbin, we're making a late push for. Hopefully we can get in on the action there. Chris Brown, added him to the board because I thought his name was funny. Scouted him. If our quarterback that we're scouting doesn't work out, we might target him. David Barrymore, we like him. We're going to go ahead and now that it is the next week, we're going to go ahead and send the house at him and just go ahead and try and land him. Then we went ahead and we added some other players to our board, just some 3-stars and stuff like that showed interest in us. And we might go ahead and start scouting some of those guys and see if any of them can gem out and we could potentially make a push. But anyways, going to go ahead. I'm assuming we're going to make the MAC championship. We're going to go ahead and sim to the MAC championship, see what kind of bowl game we're into, and then we'll dive right back into the offseason for year 5. All right, MAC championship week. We did lose to Central Michigan. We finished season 9-3, 6-2 on the conference. Pretty excited about that. I'm going to wait to show the recruiting a little bit till we get to the offseason. Probably going to pick up the pace just a little bit. We're getting into year 5. We get a 3-star center to commit and a 3-star tight end. I don't believe either of those guys were gems, but they had a lot of interest in us, and they were from the Indy area. I'll wait to show the rest of the recruiting. We did get to the 25th rank. We won the MAC championship. We should get a pretty good bowl game here. Not going to lie. So finishing the season ranked is pretty cool. I'm going to assume we're going to go ahead and finish next season ranked as well. We get the National Defensive Player of the Week, 2 tackles lost, tackles, and a forced fumble. I'm assuming maybe he got a touchdown in there, a couple sacks. I wish they showed more in-depth state. 15 carries for 26 yards and 2 touchdowns. That gets you Player of the Week for the MAC Championship. Shows us how good we were doing there. Going to go ahead and simulate another week, see who we can go ahead and face in our bowl game. Let's see, going to simulate one more. And we are going to face, okay, it showed Arizona State and the Tiger. I'm sorry, the Sun Bowl, who we went ahead and we faced them last year in the Sun Bowl too. That's kind of crazy. Back-to-back bowl games of the exact same team, back-to-back years. I'm feeling a little deja vu here, rather. Let's go ahead and look at our staff. I think we are going to have to go ahead and get some new coordinators. Unfortunately, ours contracts expired, even though we really, really liked them. So go ahead and do that. It looks like it actually extended them. So pretty happy with that. They upgraded. Their skill trees are getting better. So let's go ahead, see if we can win the bowl game. Get revenge on Arizona State. The bowl game victories are a really big deal for our tradition. We only got 178 XP. Not loving that. And I think we lost. I can't remember our record. It does look like we lost, but that's okay. Anyways, go ahead and hop into the offseason. I'll see you guys there. End of season recap. Going to find out who won the championship really, really quick here. And I also want to look at how our players did, especially our quarterback. National championship, Georgia beat LSU 45-36. That's a little bit more like it in terms of like realistic teams you'd see in the championship. Going to go to the season stats. Really looking for some big numbers here. And there we go. Javier Adams had 3,300 yards, 39 touchdowns, 10 picks. Really good season out of him. Ty Solomon in his freshman season had 800 yards, 10 touchdowns. Pretty satisfied with that. Angel Forrest continues to get a little bit of run on the ground. He got 3 rushing touchdowns as well. As far as receiving goes, he had a massive year, 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns. Hopefully that gets him a big bump for his senior year as needed. Jalen Stockton had a pretty good year as well, 836 yards, 14 touchdowns. Kindred had a good season. Alex Peel had a touchdown as the backup tight end. And Ty Solomon had 128 yards through the air. Didn't really do much as a pass catcher. And honestly, besides 4 guys, nobody really did much. As far as defensive goes, we had a guy with 15 sacks, Dontu Garner, in his senior year. He's probably going to get drafted very highly if I had to guess with stats like that. DeMarcus Joseph had 3 picks. We had a lot more interceptions than last time we went through this page, so pretty happy with that. Connor Osgood, the backup strong safety, had 2 picks and 52 tackles off the bench. So it looks like he was actually able to play a lot, which I'm really happy about for his development's sake. And then, yeah, pretty good season kicking, about the same as normal. We kicked a lot more extra points this year, which I'm happy to see. Still punting the ball, but I think I'm cool with it if we're winning games. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop into the end of the transfer portal, and I'll show you guys what class we end up obtaining. And then we're going to look at our players leaving. We did persuade Deacon Aguilar to stay. Dontu Gardner, who we just talked about, is going to be drafted round 1. Devin Sheets, center, projected to go round 1. Abba Selm, left guard, who we got in the transfer portal, projected to go round 4. I mean, we're offensive, defensive line U over here. As far as other players we're losing Jason Gamewell, who's a little bit of a tough loss. Same with Sam Feeney. We're losing Spencer Peters and Tyron Kinney, our starting linebacker and strong safety. Joshua Ringer, we don't care about that much. Rashard Archer, not a big deal. And other than that, like, we honestly didn't really lose that many pieces. If you look, we're losing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We're only losing 15 pieces. We're going to be signing more players than that. So that means there are going to be more players we do need to cut. But it is what it is. Let's go ahead, jump to the end of the season, and look at how our team's looking. I mean, I know I didn't say we're going to be going for more quality than quantity, but we got both. I mean, look at this class. If you look at the top classes in the country, we finished 17th. We got 11 4-star prospects and 18 3-star prospects. And when you have a board that good, or class that good rather, who cares? 4-star Evan Gentry, we went ahead and got. We got Sam Godspeed and Damian Wren. Went ahead and scouted them in the transfer portal. Both of them are 3-star gems. I pretty much went in with an attitude like, if these guys aren't gems, I'm not going for them, especially towards the end there. Jeremy Gastanu, 4-star gem. Ezekiel Mama, he's a 4-star. And then Ezekiel Okiyome. I kind of regret getting he's a 3-star. Probably not going to make the team very much. Chance Pierce, 3-star gem. Craig Abraham, 3-star gem. Went ahead and got them late in the season. Tight ends, we got Devin Keaton, who is a 4-star gem. And Lamar Kamara, who is a 3-star. Taylor Garba and Niles Troop, both 4-star tackles that are gemmed out. Rashad Corbin's a 4-star guard that we signed late. Quincy Bayless, 4-star center. Duran Regis, 3-star center. Dalton Willis, 3-star center. That's a gem. And Teddy Etienne, who's a 3-star gem center as well. Probably going to move these guys to guards, if I'm being honest with you, depending on how the depth chart looks. And as you know, we got 3 gem left ends. As far as defensive tackles, we've got 3 gems there as well. Defensive line's looking really beefy. We got Dylan Vernon, 4-star gem, and Donald Hobbs. Outside linebackers look really good. Matt Martino, 3-star gem, middle linebacker. Still didn't address that need very much. We're hoping we can get a 4-star there next season. Keon Wimper, Clyde Sams, went ahead and got 4-star and 3-star. Didn't get any gems there. That's still our really biggest need right now. DeAndre Garnes, 3-star safety, went ahead, gemmed out, and got him. And that's about it. The class is really, really good. I'm going to make some position changes. I'll show you the roster going into is it year 6? I think it's year 6, going into year 6. All right. Preseason, bye week of year 7. And I got some exciting stuff to show you. I can't ever remember the year. I think it's year 7. Let's see. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So this is actually year 6. I'm lying. I'm fibbing. Year 6. I don't know why I have such time to remember. Anyway, the board looks really clean. So basically what I did was I scouted a bunch of 5-star, 4-stars. Every gem I took, I threw to the top of the board, put everything I had into. So we have a bunch of 4-star gems. As you can see, we're putting a lot of points into. We got Evan Harmon, 4-star free safety. Going to throw everything I have at him. Alex Conant, 4-star gem, cornerback. Going to throw everything I had at him. A lot of defense. Percy Trueblood, 4-star middle linebacker. Our biggest need, putting everything I can into him. Josh Chamacho, 4-star right guard, going to throw everything I can into him. Devin Nortman, 4-star running back, putting everything I can into him. He gemmed out. Ed Goins, strong safety, putting everything I had into him. And then there's a couple 5-star players that I'm really interested in as well. Terrell Draper, nobody's really showing him interest so far. He's got 3 scholarship offers, 4 if you include us. Going to go ahead and send the house on him. And then these 2 5-stars that I'm going into next, after Caleb Ebbs, outside linebacker. Really need the outside linebackers to go after him. These next 2 players showed a lot of interest in me, so I am reciprocating that. Sending the house on both these guys. Quarterback DJ Laminaro, we were second on his board. We're going to go ahead, send everything we can at him. If we can land a 5-star quarterback, that would be absolutely insane. Brian Stick, right end. We're going to go ahead and send everything I had in. I've yet to land a 5-star prospect in this game. This is only my third like dynasty I've played. My other one, the Buffalo Bulls. If you haven't watched that, we won the championship in year 8. Didn't get any 5-star players there. And my other one, Indiana State Stars, my own custom team. We're only in year 2 of that, and I'm actually playing through it. So I haven't gotten any recruits at all. And then this one, year, Ball State, obviously we haven't gotten any 5-star yet. So we've gotten close. We've gotten a ton of 4-star prospects. Hopefully we can land our first 5-star. All right, we're at the midseason mark, and let me just say I have been cooking in terms of recruiting for this year's class. 4-star safety Ed Goins and 4-star free safety Evan Harmon. 2 gem safeties that are going to be the safeties of our future. We have 4-star running back gem Devin Nortman. We also got our very first 5-star commit Brian Stick, right end from Missouri. We also got a 5-star outside linebacker Caleb Epps from North Carolina. We got another 4-star safety, David Glenn. We got a 4-star cornerback, Hakeem Ekwale. And we have another 5-star prospect, Terrell Draper from Tennessee. We got and that's all the prospects we got. 8 have committed so far. And then in terms of who we're going after, Tevin Ibrahim, 4-star center, gem, Christian Stoner, 4-star center, gem, Renee Reed, 4-star gem guard, and Clay McCollum, 4-star gem tackle. We also have Kevin Costin, who's a 4-star gem tackle as well. So really trying to bolster that offensive line. As you can see, we went very defensive heavy. We get 6 defensive players, 2 offensive players. So now we kind of need to turn to the offense. I tried to get a 4-star, 5-star quarterback, but they all committed to other schools and there are no more available. Not really going to waste my time with much 3-stars until the later half of the season when all the 5 and 4-stars have run kind of dry. Danny Byler, I went ahead and just scheduled him for a visit. We're hoping we can get him at the middle linebacker position. Elliott McCaffrey, 4-star receiver. Hopefully we can get him. Vincent Gallen, he showed a lot of interest in us, so we're going to go ahead and return the favor to him. Hopefully we can get him, bolster up that D-line. Chip Zolak, probably not going to get him, but showing interest nonetheless. Quandre Moran, our current kicker, is a junior, so we get this guy, redshirt him. He will be a redshirt freshman by the time we lose our kicker, so really important that we go ahead and get a kicker. Angel Reddick, we're also showing interest in just because we were first on his board, and he's a vertical threat from Bloomington, nearby the area. Let's just go ahead and get him, get a tight end in the room. We also have Cordell Casau, who we're going to go ahead and probably start putting some points into next week when we have some. And Heath Henderson, probably going to go ahead and start putting some points into as well. But yeah, that's what we're cooking up so far. We go into the top classes. I mean, we're in the top 20-ish. Right now we're at 21 with only 8 recruits, 3 5-stars and 4 4-stars. You can see all these schools above us have more recruits. So if we start getting some 3-stars, we can definitely surpass some of these schools in terms of rank. It'd be really cool to have a top 5 class. Don't know how realistic that is, unfortunately. We look at our school. We are 5-2, 3-1 in conference, B+ championship contender, A pro potential, B coach stability, A coach prestige. We're doing pretty good in that aspect. We have 2 projected first-round picks and 2 projected 4th through 7th round picks. If I had to guess who my projected first-round picks would be, we can go to the roster here. I'm going to guess Kindred might be a first-round pick as well as Etling. I don't really see who else would be that good. We might lose Kindred. It is what it is. That's why we're going ahead scouting these tight ends. He's been awesome for us, so we'll see. Unless maybe we can convince him to come back for another season, which I highly doubt. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and get to the rest of the season. I will see you guys, and hopefully the MAC championship once again. All right, we did make it to the bowl games. Unfortunately, we finished 5-3 in conference somehow, even as an 87 overall. So did not make that, but we went ahead, made a bowl game. We're playing App State in the Myrtle Beach Bowl. We can go ahead and take a look at the early national signing day. Pretty happy with how my class is. Right now we have the 9th ranked class in the country. Going to hopefully sign quite a bit of more guys. Hopefully I can make that top 5. We'll see. These guys have a lot of 4-star players. We only have 10. So it's going to be kind of hard to get there. I mean, realistically, we only need, 10 more points. I guess they have a lot of 3-stars, so that doesn't count. We'll see. I don't know exactly how the point system is calculated, but if we can get into that top 5, we will unlock more Um, skill tree upgrades. So we got through the guys we've already talked about. We got Clay McCollum, 4-star gem right tackle. We got Elliott McCaffrey, 4-star receiver. Vincent Gallen, 4-star D tackle. Cordell Castillo, 3-star left guard. I'm not even going to talk about Angel Reddick. That was kind of an accidental signing. Renee Reed, 4-star right guard. Went ahead and got him. Kevin Costin, 4-star right tackle. Those are both gems. Went ahead and bolstered up that offensive line. We got Dominique Gillikin, 3-star gem middle linebacker, and Greg Sauer, 3-star gem middle linebacker. These are some of the guys we're going for. We're hoping we can get Zaire Stork. That might be one where the first week of the transfer portal we can go ahead and get him. Emmett Coffey we should go ahead and get pretty easy. He's going to be a senior next year. Hopefully he's a good enough player to where he gets into the NFL after 1 year with our team and boost our pro potential. We tried to go for a 3-star gem quarterback. Didn't work out too well. Maybe there'll be a freshman in the portal or something like that. Nate Schuster, we're really hoping we can get 3-star center that gemmed out. Ezekiel Maples, we're going to make a push for this offseason. And then, yeah, other than that, just a couple guys we've left on our board to go ahead and learn a little bit more about. We're going to go after James Watt, probably in the transfer portal here. Probably not realistically going for any of these other guys. We'll see. But yeah, let's go ahead and simulate this week. Might as well just make sure our coaches are still with us. They are. Level 36, level 37. Really hoping I can upgrade some of their talent trees by getting players drafted, that kind of stuff. So we're going to go ahead, go to the next week here. And let's hope we can win ourselves a bowl game versus App State. We've kind of had some bad luck losing to the Arizona State Sun Devils the last couple of years. And it doesn't look like we won. We finished the season 8-5, which is a little bit disappointing. We got the MAC Defensive Player of the Week, I guess. He had an interception. Unless we did win. Angel Forrest, 7 catches for 214 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had a heck of a last game for us. In fact, let's go ahead and look at the season stats while we're here for year 6. Oops. All right, so Javier Adams in his junior year had 31 touchdowns, 9 picks, 3,500 yards. Not bad. Not bad. Ty Solomon had a pretty bad year, for being honest. Only 3.3 yards per carry, 6 touchdowns. Dorian Washington got a lot of carries. Angel Forrest had 174 yards, 2 touchdowns. As far as receiving goes, nobody really dominated. Looks like the ball was spread around quite a bit. Jalen Stockton, Angel Forrest, Tyquan Sims all had 8 or 9 touchdowns. Kindred had a pretty good year at tight end. Solomon had 190 yards to the air. So, yeah, looks like we spread the ball around quite a bit. As far as defense goes, nobody really dominated in terms of tackles. As far as sacks goes, Rick Schuster did decent. Other than that, we didn't have a guy with 15 sacks like last year. And then we didn't really have a lot of interceptions. So, honestly, all facets of our game was a little bit down from last year, even with the players being upgraded. So, hopefully, as we go into next year, our players get a little bit of a boost and we become a better team. Hopefully, make the CFP for the very first time. And for your championship, we had a battle of SEC teams: LSU, Florida Gators. Florida Gators win by the score of 22-14. All right, year 6 going into year 7. We got National Signing Day. Hopefully, I have some pretty exciting news as far as our class rank. We finished 6th, 0.4 points out of the top 5. I'm devastated, honestly, because we really wanted that top 5 to get further in the recruiting tree. But hey, a top 6 class is kind of insane, especially finishing over schools like Notre Dame. We got 11 4-star prospects, 3 5-star prospects, and 17 3-star prospects. Got a lot of quantity here. We got Kevin Fowler, 3-star quarterback. We got 3 running backs, including 2 gems, one being Rico Garvin, 3-star, the other one being Devin Nortman, 4-star. Went ahead and got Nate Everett, a 3-star. Wide receivers, we got the 5-star Terrell Draper. We got Elliott McCaffrey, and we got 3-star gem Bryce Amerson. Tight ends, we got Angel Reddick. Offensive tackles, we did get 2 guys here. We missed out on Ezekiel April, but we got Kevin Costin and Clay McCollum, both 4-star gems. Cordell Castillo, 3-star gem, and Ronnie Reed, 4-star gem. As far as centers go, we got 3 3-stars, 2 of those being gems, all of them from Indianapolis. Brian Stick, 5-star defensive end. Damien O'Rourke, 3-star defensive end. He's a transfer, going to be a senior this year. Vincent Gallen, 4-star defensive tackle. Caleb Epps, 5-star outside linebacker. And then Zaire Stork, 3-star gem outside linebacker. We got a bunch of middle linebackers. We got 3-star Dominique Gillikin. We got Greg Sauer, 3-star. Both those guys are gems. And we got Angel Yates, 4-star, who's a senior this year. Hopefully he can be a big contributor for us. Only for cornerbacks, we got Hakeem Ekwale, 4-star. He's the only cornerback we got. We got Evan Harmon, 4-star gem free safety. Braylon Beatty, 3-star free safety. Then we got Ed Goins, 4-star gem safety. David Glenn, 4-star safety. And Randall Steed, 4-star safety. Went ahead and got Darren Cox, 3-star kicker. And we went ahead and got Devin Devy, 3-star punter. That is a recruiting class. We'll get on to next season. I'll show you guys my board for year 7. Hopefully we can start the season ranked, or at least become ranked this season. My goal, I'm really getting to the point of the rebuild where we really need to start making some playoffs. All right, got year 7 board set up. I don't think I'm going to have as good of a year recruiting as last year. Use all of our scouting points, obviously, for the season to recruit, or rather scout a lot of 4- and 5-star players. And unfortunately, I wasted a lot of them because a lot of the guys I got were busts. So, and for some reason, I think my hours are a little bit lower than last year as well. We got Timmy Plummer, 5-star outside linebacker. We're going to go hard after. Edward Ezekiel, we're going to go hard after. I'm going to go really hard. I might have a smaller class this year, but I want to go ahead and make sure we get these stud players. I keep having to cut, 20 some odd players before the season, and a lot of those are really good talents. So I don't really care about having a top 5 class. I think I just want to make sure I'm only signing really good players that are going to contribute to my team. Timmy Plummer, number 1 player in the country, going to go hard after him. Edward Ezekiel, right tackle, going to go hard after him. The running back we might skip on. Tevin Torrance, we're going to go ahead and go really hard after. He's only got 1 scholarship offered thus far. Marcel Madu, running back, we're going to go hard after. I believe our running back, he is a junior, but he could leave after this year because he is so good. Ahmad Bruss, 4-star gem, he's a tight end. We're going to go really hard after him. Joel Babcock, senior 4-star gem, going to go hard after him. And then Robert Dunkel, middle linebacker, 4-star gem, going to go really hard after him. Then Connor Funk, we're going to go play really hard after as well. He's another linebacker prospect. And the rest of the guys we kind of just added to our board to check out. We'll leave these guys on our board to go ahead and get to know them a little bit better and see. Hopefully none of them lock us out by the time we learn more about these 5-star prospects. As usual, see you in a little bit. All right, mid-season update time. We are 5-1 on the season. We unfortunately just kind of dropped a big game. We were ranked 20th. We lost a conference game. We are now unranked, 5-1 on the season, 1-1 in conference play. I can go ahead and show you the team schedule really quick to show you what I'm talking about. We just lost a big game to Akron, 24-21. Don't love that, but we whooped on Buffalo, whooped the Midwest, we whooped Liberty, beat USC, and we whooped Appalachian State. So we've actually, done pretty good so far. It's just about winning out if we want to make the playoffs. We'll see if we can go ahead and do that. As far as the season stats go, Javier Adams had 2 player of the weeks where he had like 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Outside of that, doesn't look like he's playing super well. I would like him to at least have some more touchdowns. Ty Salam, 4-star gem, I believe in his junior year now. He's not doing great. He's already got 8 touchdowns though, which is pretty cool. I'd like to see the yards per carry just a little bit higher. I don't know if it's like a scheme issue or what. As far as receivers go, Akuyama, the freshman, is doing a pretty good job. Taekwon Samson Jr., I feel like I've had him on this team the entire series. Patrick Pfeiffer, the sophomore, doing a pretty good job as well. Jermaine Kindred in his last year hasn't done a whole lot for us. Salam actually getting it done a little bit through the air. As far as block or defensively, we have Rick Schuster with 7.5 sacks already. We're only like 6 games in the season. He's got 7.5 sacks. As far as interceptions go, it looks like the defense is playing a lot better this year. It's just about if that offense can play better. We've only kicked 5 field goals, but we're perfect on them. 27 extra points. You love to see it. And as far as recruiting goes, we got a few big names in there. Otherwise, it's been a little underwhelming. We got Marcel Madu, 5-star running back. We did, for some reason, go from a 3.5-star school to a 2.5-star school. So hopefully we can get back up this year, or this next year rather, and get a lot more hours and get a lot more recruits that are interested in us. We kind of took a step back, if I'm being honest with you. Ahmad Bruss, 4-star gem middle linebacker. Joel Babcock, 4-star gem cornerback. And then Connor Funk, 4-star middle linebacker. I actually meant this. Ahmad Bruss is actually tight end. My bad on that. I misspoke. So we got 2 offensive players, 2 defensive players. McNulty, we should get. Jason Ogletree, we look good for. Evan Freeman, we look good. Kevin Gay, 4-star gem defensive tackle, we're going to go push hard for. George Battles, 4-star receiver, we're going to push for. George Falk, looking like he's going to commit to Purdue. They made a lot of progress on him this week. Kind of unfortunate. We're a little late to the party there. And then Salisa Nua, Three-star gem right tackle we're going to go and push for. Overall, a little underwhelming with our scouting, but like I said, we need a lot of quality players, not necessarily the quantity. Added a lot of guys on the board just to see if we were interested in them or not. Going to go ahead and hopefully do a lot more scouting once we get some of these guys to commit. But yeah, I'll see you guys at the end of the season. Unfortunately, didn't make the conference championship game, but we do have a bowl game against Oregon State. A little bit disappointing there. We'll go to the National Signing Day. We talked about these guys. We did get PJ McNulty, free safety, Kevin Gay, defensive tackle, George Battles, receiver, Ahmad Warmack is a defensive end. We missed out on the right tackle we were going after, go figure, and that's all we've gotten so far. There are a few other guys on our list that we are going after, but nothing too great. We'll go ahead and check out the stats really quickly here. Not sure if you care that much. Javier Adams went crazy in the second half, had 4,000 yards, 36 touchdowns, 9 picks. We ended up finishing the season on a 4-game winning streak, so I'm happy with that. Also, Ty Salam had a lot better of a season for his junior year. 5 yards per carry, 10 touchdowns. Would like to see a little bit more yards, but that's okay. We had 2 1,000-yard receivers, including our freshman and sophomore Ezekiel Okiyumi and Patrick Pfeiffer. Pretty happy about that. And then Taekwon Sands also almost had 1,000 yards. We were doing a really good job spreading the ball around. Tight ends didn't do a whole lot, but that is okay. Yeah, that is all right. Ty Salam actually had pretty good receiving numbers as well. As far as defense goes, had a lot of tackles for loss. Rick Schuster ended up finishing with 13 sacks. As far as picks go, DeMarcus Joseph had 3. Yeah, overall we had a pretty good statistical season. If it wasn't for a little rut there where we lost 3 out of 4 games, we probably could have done better and made the playoffs. As far as our offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators go, they're both level 39s. Really impressive there. Hopefully Mateo can go ahead and start getting his recruiting tree upgraded so we can go ahead and recruit more guys. Kind of the same thing with Geo Cribs. Kind of get more recruiting points, make them quicker to scout, get the upgraded weekly hours, things like that nature. Really happy to have those guys as my coordinators. Hopefully the team starts impressing going into year 8 here. We'll see. It starts with winning this bowl game and getting some momentum carrying into next season. I really like our odds of winning this game. It looks like we did win the game. We finished 10-3 on the season. Hopefully we can start next year ranked. Let's see here. Okay, Ezekiel Okimi finished with 132 yards and 4 touchdowns through the air. I mean, Javier Adams just had a really good season. He got the National Offensive Player of the Week as well. You really love to see that. If we go to, let's go ahead and go to the scores here, and we'll go to bowl games in the week 1. We won 41-21. See, our offense really started clicking in the second half there. Hopefully with a new quarterback next year, we can do better. We'll see. Let's get to the offseason. All right, National Signing Day is here. See the kind of players we got. We got the same guys we just talked about. Then we got a few 3-star prospects. Greg Dalton, who's going to be backup quarterback. Danny Dickerson, right tackle. Martin Thorpe, right guard. Ronnie DeVoe, cornerback. Cornerback, rather. Got another quarterback here. Right outside linebacker, Caleb Levine. Quentin West. And we went ahead and missed out on the gem. But we got John Durante, 3-star gem, as well as a right tackle, 3-star gem. Not bad. We're going to go ahead and get into next season. We only got 19 recruits this year, which we're completely fine with. Make sure we're getting quality over quantity. And hopefully this next year we can make the playoffs and we can get a lot more quality. All right, mid-season, season 8. And we're kind of cooking right now. We're 5-0 on the season, ranked 13th in the country. I'll go over my recruiting class with you guys so far. And we have a really good class. 5-star quarterback, Carl McCarrions. Hopefully he is a quarterback of the future if we don't win a championship in the next year or two. We have 5-star safety Carlos Baez, 14th and 16th ranked player in the country. And then we have DeMarco Enes, 4-star gem outside linebacker. We have right guard Oscar Ayenbandeo, 4-star gem right guard. And then we have Tyreek Bata, 5-star middle linebacker, ranked 28th in the country, first at his position. We got the 5th ranked quarterback, the number 1 ranked safety, and the number 1 ranked middle linebacker, as well as the number 7 ranked guard and the number 22 ranked outside linebacker. Pretty happy with the class so far. Joey Washington, number 8 prospect in the entire country, number 1 in his position. Going to be really tough. Hopefully we can get him and Nebraska doesn't swoop in from under our feet and get him. Kind of the same thing with Emmanuel De La Rosa. Looks like we're going to lose out to him versus Alabama, unfortunately. But really nice if we can land one of these tackles. We have Zach Yerby, who's a four-star gem right guard. Hopefully we can get another one of him. He can one of these guys can play left guard and make the inside part of our offensive line a lot better. Tommy Kruger, tight end. Hopefully we can get him. He is a four-star. AJ Polk, four-star gem right tackle. Don't think we're going to get him, but we have a visit with him this week, I believe, so you never know. Tyree Troop, four-star right guard, we're going to make a push for. Jay Hagan, we're going to go ahead and make a push for as well. Four-star outside linebacker. Another guard, another safety, and then a defensive end. So as you can see, we're kind of targeting positions of need right now. We got the quarterback. Let's go ahead and check out the roster a little bit. I kind of skipped the start of the season. We can go ahead and view our roster, kind of show you guys what we're cooking with right now. We are at 90 overall. Emmett Molinaro is starting, 84 overall. We got Greg Dalton, the three-star last year. Hopefully next year, Evan Gentry can start for us. Be good for a couple of seasons before the five-star does take over. As far as halfback goes, Ty Salem is a 95 overall with Sam Goodspeed in the wings, and Marcel Madu, who's a 80 overall redshirt freshman with impact development. Really excited about those guys. We also have Devin Nortman, who's a 79 overall freshman. Besides that, not too much to make note of. As far as receivers go, we have Tyrell Draper, who was the five-star we got last year. He's an 89 overall with an elite development. We're probably going to lose him after his junior year, but really excited to have him nonetheless. Chance Pierce is really good. Taekwon Sams is really good. Ezekiel Okuyemi is really good. And Jeremy Castillo has star development. We're going to try to get him as many reps as possible. And we also have Elliott McCaffrey, who is a freshman, who has also got star development. I really want to get those guys reps because guys like Taekwon Sams is a senior. Chance Pierce has star development. He was actually a three-star, but this Ezekiel Okuyemi, who is a sophomore, 80 overall, only has normal development. So probably not going to look to play him and develop him as much as we would the other guys. As far as tight end goes, Devin Keaton looks absolutely incredible. We also have Ahmad Bruss, who we can't redshirt, unfortunately, because of our thinness at that position. So hopefully if we get another couple of guys, we can go ahead and redshirt him for his sophomore season. As far as tackles go, Manu Taufa looks pretty good. We also have Niles Troop waiting in the wings. As you can see, we're pretty thin at offensive line right now, but really good players at those positions nonetheless. We went ahead and redshirted Ben Clemens. We have Rashad Corbin. All these guys are not seniors, which is really, really interesting as well. Deion Sorrow, who's a 92 overall. We're going to lose him, but we should have Jamal Hamrick in the wings to replace him. As far as right end goes, Greg Coleman's going to take over from Matt Regis next year. And we go ahead and have Trey Regis go ahead and take over at the defensive tackle position next year, or Benson Gallen. More than likely going to be Gallen. And then we have Kevin Gay coming in the wings behind him. Probably going to have to get some defensive linemen. Caleb Epps, who's a freshman, 89 overall. He's got elite development, five-star player. Really excited about him. Rico Street, who's a senior, is backing him up. As far as middle linebacker goes, really been a position we just cannot figure out right now. Greg Sauer is a three-star with star development, so hopefully he could be pretty good for us. We've got Dominique Gillikin, who is a three-star with impact development. And we also just got Connor Funk, who is a four-star with impact development. Hopefully one of those guys can be a breakout for us. We should have Jaron Mixon for another season. He's got star development, so hopefully he gets into the 90s next season. We also have Dylan Vernon, who we should have for another season as well. Secondary, we're losing a couple guys, but we got a couple really good freshmen coming up. David Glenn, who we originally got as a four-star safety. We have Braylon Beatty. We have Clyde Sams, Hakeem Ekwale. Pretty good there. Really young secondary. Dexter Darling is our free safety right now with Evan Harmon in the wings. He's an 81 overall freshman with star development. And as far as our strong safety goes, we got that Connor Osgood in his senior season. If you remember, he was, I believe, was he the first? He was one of the first four-star impacts we got, who we are really, really excited about. We went ahead and redshirted Randall Steed in his senior year to go ahead and just have him be the starter next season. And after that, DeAndre Garnes is probably going to take over for him. And then we just have the kicker punter, who are both freshmen, so don't have to worry about that for a couple more seasons. And then, let's go ahead. Actually, I can go ahead and show you guys the team schedule. And then so far, we faced Appalachian State, whooped them. We barely beat the Riverside Royals. Shout out Bengal. We beat Liberty by a couple touchdowns. We beat Southern Mississippi and we beat Kent State. Kind of some close games here, but hey, we're winning these games. That's all that matters. Getting into the conference play now. Hopefully, we can go win ourselves the Big Ten championship. All right, end of the regular season. We are in the 2031 conference championship. Number 11 Ball State versus number 14 Eastern Michigan. Both teams finishing 7-1, but Eastern Michigan did finish conference undefeated. We're going to go ahead and simulate into that next week. Hopefully, we can go ahead, beat Eastern Michigan to go ahead and win another conference championship. We do sign the 3-star tight end that did have gem that we were looking at, and it looks like we actually went ahead and won the MAC championship that all but guarantees us a shot in the college football playoff. Hopefully we can get a little bit of a higher seed, and hopefully we can go ahead and make our first run at a championship. All right, as you can see, we are facing the Washington Huskies in the first round of the CFP bracket. Gonna go ahead and look at the bracket a little bit here. Actually, as you can see, we did get a first round bye, so we are in the Rose Bowl in the final 8 teams. We are facing Washington. We have LSU and Missouri. If we win our game, we face the winner of that. We also have Penn State and Oklahoma State and Nebraska and Florida on the other side of the bracket. We're going to go ahead and check out our stats from the season really quick. See how we stacked up against the rest of the league. Emmett Molinaro had a really good year, 3,700 yards, 42 touchdowns, 12 picks. I think that's the most touchdowns we've had in a season. I could be mistaken. Salam did okay. He had 931 yards, 9 touchdowns. Emmett Molinaro had 3 rushing touchdowns. And then Sam Godspeed, who should take over next year, had a really good season, 6.2 yards per carry and 4 touchdowns. I would like to see the offense run the ball a little bit more, but that is okay. You probably hear my cats fighting in the background. Chance Pierce had 18 touchdowns. Absolutely crazy he wasn't a Heisman finalist, let alone winner. He had 1,100 yards on 84 catches. Tyrell Draper, our number 1 receiver, had 7 touchdowns, 773 yards. Devin Keaton had 8 touchdowns. The sophomore, 86 overall. Tyquan Sams did fine. Salam had 300 yards through the air. Okuyemi had 273 yards, 4 touchdowns. Jeremy Gistinyu had 191 yards and a touchdown. And Sammy Newton, Godspeed got in there a little bit as well. As far as defense goes, we had 13 sacks from Deion Soro in his very last year. He's probably going to go to the NFL. Gregory Edmond went ahead and got 3 picks this year. Rico Street had 2. Nowerney had 2. Pretty good year overall. Kicking, we had 56 extra points, and we had only 46 punts. So you know the offense was performing. I'm going to go ahead and jump into this game and super sim it. Hopefully we can get a little bit of a play-by-play and see if we can go ahead and win ourselves the Rose Bowl to advance to the semifinals of the conference or the college football playoffs. All right, time to super sim. Ball State does have the overall advantage. We take a 7-3 lead in the first quarter. Looks like a pretty low-scoring game so far. We do have a 14-10 advantage, and make that a 20-10 advantage going into half. Hopefully we can keep the pedal to the floor. Looks like it's going to be a really tight finish here, and it is a tie game. We do win the 2-minute drill, and we are in overtime, and Ball State lost. We lose 33-30 to Washington in overtime. Offense just couldn't pick it up there enough, at least. Washington comes back, and we're just going to have to go ahead and hop into next season and hope we can learn a lesson from that game and win the championship going into year 8, year 9. I can't remember. I think we're going into year 9. And as far as draft results go, we did go ahead and lose Ty Salam like we thought, we knew we would. He went in round 1 of the NFL draft, and then Deion Saro Sr. went in round 2 of the NFL draft. 2 really good players representing Ball State. So hopefully we can get some more round 1 draft picks going forward, and hopefully those players can help us win a championship. Also, we did sign 4-star free safety prospect Juan Miner. Got to be really careful. I'm actually really glad we won out the recruit battle over guys like Dr. Disrespect. And then for National Signing Day, we did finish with the 15th ranked class in the country. As far as our school prestige, we still are a 3-star school. I figure making the playoffs, we go up a little bit more. Scroll down here, we do finish below a lot of big schools. But we do sneak in there. 15, we have 3 5-stars, 9 4-stars, and 7 3-stars. Not going to go for anything below that at this point. We have the 3 5 stars we already talked about. And then in the transfer portal, we went ahead. We signed Preston Schumacher. We got Demarius Levine, 4-star running back. We got Juan Miner, who we mentioned. David Fajoko. We got Kevin Kashama, right end. Austin Wing, right tackle. Uzama Onyemata, 3-star cornerback. Isaiah Keel, 3-star tackle. And Vernon Wood, 3-star outside linebacker. Got a lot of depth at positions we've been lacking this entire series so far. So we're going to go ahead, hop into our week 1 recruiting board, and then hopefully we can get some more 5-star prospects to really improve this team. And honestly, hopefully we don't even need them. We can go ahead and win our championship next season. All right, year 9. It is year 9 for certain. Week 1. I'm going to show you guys the board here, who I'm trying to get. Onahe Omoyale, 5-star defensive tackle. We're going to go hard after Jamie Jamies. Thought it was a funny name. Plus, he's a 5-star running back, number 5 in the country. Hopefully we can land up with him. Russell Steinmans, cornerback. Hope we can get him. DJ Graff, another defensive tackle. Speed rusher. Hopefully he can play right end or left end. Dion Bordeaux. Hopefully we can get him. Ethan Marshall, another 5-star receiver. Then 4-star gem, Robbie Samuel. 4-star gem, John Zolak. Left end, AJ Boyett. 4-star gem. And Ben Shabera, 4-star gem right tackle. Those are our top 10 players right now, and we're going to go hard for all of them. We're also going to try and get Ralph Winston, 4-star gem outside linebacker. Hopefully we can end up with 5 or 6 of these guys. That would be ideal. I will see you guys at the halfway point with hopefully an undefeated record and some good news. All right, we're 6-0 on the season, 6th ranked in the country. Show you guys the schedule really quick. We did beat a couple good teams, and by a couple I mean Nebraska. We whooped 46-25. At the time we played them, they were ranked like 5th maybe. Now they're 2-4 on the season, so we kind of destroyed their momentum. And honestly, we've crushed every single team we played. We're 93 overall. The closest game we played was against the FCS school. Houston we beat by 15. Temple we beat by 46. Nebraska we beat by 21. Central Michigan we beat by 26. Akron we beat by 18. I mean, we're on a roll right now. I think this is the championship winning team, and we actually have our best recruiting class we've had yet. We got 5-star tackle Anaje Omoyale. We got 5-star cornerback Russell Steinmetz. We got 5-star left tackle Dion Bordeaux. And we got 5-star receiver Jamie James. 4-star receiver Robbie Samuel. 4-star cornerback John Zolak. We did miss out on Ralph Winston, unfortunately. But George Lopez. Hopefully we can get him. 4-star gem right end. Marquise Power, 4-star tight end. Hopefully we can land him. 4-star gem center. Hopefully we can land him. Then Marco Jefferson we're going to go after. And then there are a few other guys. I have a lot of points. I'm going to go ahead and start scouting some more guys. Hopefully add some guys to the board. And then, yeah, like I said, we're really going after quality over quantity here. As many 4 or 5-star prospects we can land, we're going to get. We're 6 games in. Let's check the stats really quick. I feel like I feel like every single week I've simulated, we've had a player of the week. Evan Gentry's got 23 touchdowns and 4 picks. I mean, right now he keeps this up. He's going to win the Heisman. He's got 1,800 yards. Sam Godspeed's got 4 touchdowns. I mean, Evan Gentry's even got 4 rushing touchdowns. So, I mean, that's 27 touchdowns through 6 games. He's absolutely insane. Jeremy Gastineau's got 6 touchdowns already. Elliott McCaffrey's got 5. Devin Keaton's having a really good year. As far as defense goes, we already got 4 sacks from Jamal Hamrick. Interceptions-wise, Ed Goins has already got 2. I'm curious. I've never won a Heisman in this game just because I'm usually in smaller conferences. I feel like there is a little bit of bias towards that. We're going to go to the Heisman, and right now we're not even in the top 5. Somehow, we're not even in the top 5. Washington senior quarterback James Teague is in the lead. Hopefully we can get our revenge on him this year. This might be the only year we really have this guy starting as our quarterback, because if y'all remember, we can go to the roster here. We have 5-star quarterback Paul McCarrians in the wings. Evan Gentry, maybe we'll go ahead and start him his senior year depending on how they develop. But I mean, Paul McCarrians looks really, really good. Really excited to play him. If need be, heck, if we win the championship year, we don't even have to worry about it. Let's go ahead, get to the rest of the season, hopefully win a championship. The bracket doesn't make any sense. We decimated every single team we played this year, minus 1 game where we lost to Miami. We won the MAC championship. We finished 12-1, and somehow we finished ranked 16th and don't even make the playoffs. I think this is going to be our last year in the MAC. I think we're going to go ahead and move to a bigger conference like the Big Ten or ACC, more likely the ACC, just so we could get a little bit of respect on our name. Overall, we have a pretty good class going. If you go to the top classes, we are 14th. We're going to try to get some transfers here, some more four-star prospects to fill out our board. Obviously, like I said, I've been talking about not getting the full 35 just because I don't have that many players I want to cut. So, anyways, I don't even really care about this bowl game if I'm being honest with you. So I'm probably just going to go ahead, hop into the off season. I'll go ahead and show you guys really quick our stats for the year. Hopefully year 10 is the year. We have 46 yards, 46 touchdowns, 13 interceptions with Evan Gentry. We had over 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns with Sam Goodspeed. As far as receiving goes, 15 touchdowns for Agostinu, 12 touchdowns for Elliott McCaffrey. Defense, as far as defense goes, we had 13 sacks with Jamal Hamrick, and Dalton Lewis had 7.5. It's a really good year overall. A couple guys with 2 picks. It is what it is. We're going to go ahead, hop into the transfer portal, probably move conferences here. I'll show that a little bit. And then, yeah, let's go ahead and try to win a championship next season as part of a big conference where if we lose 2 or 3 games, we'll still make the CFP pretty easily. If we go ahead and look at the bracket right now, as far as teams, you got UCLA and Wisconsin, as well as Ohio State. I believe Washington's in the Big Ten now, so you got 4 teams representing the Big Ten. You got Notre Dame, who's independent. You also got Miami. As far as ACC teams go, you got Tennessee, Kentucky, LSU. In the SEC, you got Nevada, you got Baylor in the ACC. So looking like it's probably going to be ACC or Big Ten. Looks like each of those have a lot of representatives. So yeah, probably going to join one of those conferences. More than likely, actually, I'm going to do Big Ten. I think I joined ACC in the Buffalo Bulls rebuild. So let's go Big Ten. Let's hop into next season. And my God, can we please win a championship? All right, before I show you my board, I do want to show off a little bit of the draft results. Sophomore receiver Terrell Draper. We only had him for 2 years after his redshirt season. He went in round 1. He was absolutely insane. He didn't really have that great of statistical seasons, but he is very talented nonetheless. Our right guard, Rashad Corbin, who was a senior, and Manu Taufa, who was also a senior offensive lineman. They both went round 1. Frederick Beavers, senior left guard, 92 overall, went round 2. 3 really good offensive linemen we lost all went early in the draft. Dylan Vernon, 89 overall, outside linebacker, went round 4. Jamal Hamrick went round 5, or senior left end. And then Dexter Darling went in round 7. We had all these very talented players somehow did not get selected by the committee to make the playoffs, even though we made it last year. Doesn't make any sense. Whatever. I'm going to keep bitching about it. Let me show off my recruiting board before jumping into next season. All right, we got National Signing Day through the class. We got the 5 stars, 4 of them exactly. And as far as the 4-star prospects go, we got 6, 7, 8 of them. Pretty good there. And the rest were just 3 stars we got late in the season or out of the transfer portal. Nobody really important to know. Unfortunately, none of the 4 stars were really that interested in us. We got the 9th ranked overall class. I think we are going to join a big conference as well. I think the conference prestige will help a lot with getting more prospects in. So yeah, let's go ahead, jump into next season, and really just hope that we can make an impact first year in a Power 5 conference. All right, season 10, 2033 season. We are starting the season ranked 4th in the country. I'll show the top 25 really quick. We got Washington, Wisconsin, Baylor, Miami, UCLA, Ohio State, Tennessee, Kentucky, and LSU rounding out the top 10 here. Go ahead and show you who I'm looking to recruit. A lot of 5 stars on this list. Nicholas Patton. Oops, I accidentally flipped to quarterbacks. Free safety, we got Sean Newston, who profiles as a linebacker. We have Chip Beavers, who is also a linebacker. David Ellington, 5-star quarterback. Really want to go ahead and get a quarterback and a running back. We're also looking at Mitch Reese and DeAndre Sneed, a couple wide receivers. DeMonte Iverson, a 4-star running back, and James Schofield, a 4-star running back. So we got 6 5-stars here that I'm heavily targeting. If I can get 3 of those guys, I'd be extremely happy with that. Couple 4-star gem running backs I'm really hoping I can get. Khalil Office is a 4-star gem receiver. Would love him. Same with Deshaun Cummins, 4-star gem tackle. There's also Nick Burt, who is a 4-star gem tackle. We also have Danny Ladd, 5-star cornerback. Byron Tangelo, 5-star defensive end. So those guys would also be a big get for us. Brennan Nash, we're also putting some points into, and Ricky Mama, 5-star defense or offensive tackle. That's 15 players overall. If I could land 7 or 8 of these guys, I'd be extremely happy. Hopefully, we find a little bit more information after the first few weeks of the season. We can go ahead and add more guys to our board that aren't really being scouted. And yeah, hopefully, this is the season where we make a huge push for the playoffs. I can show you guys a roster really, really quickly here. If we go to the quarterback, Evan Gentry in his senior year, we're going to start him over Paul McCarrions. He's a 91 overall, looking for big things here. He had a really good season last year. Marcel Madu, 89 overall, sophomore running back. Going to go ahead and get the bulk of the carries for us. He looks really good. Hoping to get another running back this offseason for some depth. As far as fullback goes, we're going to have to replace him. Elliott McCaffrey, 5-star receiver. Actually, he might have been a 4-star gem. He's going to be our starter. We got Stanu, Chance Pierce, and Ezekiel Okuyemi leaving after this season. So we're going to need some guys to step up. George Battle being one of those guys, and potentially Jamie James or whoever. Wide receiver could be a position of concern for us next season. Devin Keaton, senior tight end, 90 overall, looks really, really good. Ahmad Bruss going to take over for that next year. Offensive line looks amazing. Go through that really quick. Defensive line is a little bit of a weakness for us. Still really, really good overall, though. As far as linebackers go, we have Caleb Epps in his junior year. He might leave to go to the NFL, so going to have to go ahead and replace him. Linebacker could be a position of weakness for us next year. Greg Sauer, Tyreek Battle look pretty good. And then Braden Aguilar looks good on the right outside linebacker. Our secondary is decent. We do need to get some safeties, though. PJ McNulty and Ed Goins should be good for us next year, but I'm looking at more beyond that. And right now, besides Juan Minor and maybe Carlos Baez, there's not a whole lot. I guess we have Clayton Levitre, who was a 5-star player. Actually, no, he wasn't. He was a 4-star gem. But we still want more depth at those positions, and we'll also need to get a kicker and punter at some point this season. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it. I will stop. I'm going to start getting faster with these years, so I'm going to stop at midseason if there's anything notable to show you guys. If not, I will hopefully see you guys for the conference championship. Oh yeah, we're in the Big Ten. So schedule, we got FCS, and we have Temple, Purdue, MTSU. Then we're into the real conference play where we got Nebraska, Wisconsin, Oregon, Northwestern, Ohio State, Michigan, IU, and Penn State. Pretty solid schedule there. We are 94 overall, so I would at least, I think we should be able to make it through the schedule with only 1 or 2 losses. All right, stopping here. We are 6-0, number 2 rank in the country. I do want to show you a couple of things. We go to the players of the weeks, and we've had a couple crazy weeks. Let's start with the Big Ten. As you see, Evan Gentry, 400 yards, 7 passing touchdowns, 1 interception. We beat number 5, actually at the time number 8 ranked Wisconsin, 55-7. Week 5, we have Jeremy Castillo, who also was the National Player of the Week, as we beat Nebraska at Nebraska, 45-31. He had 272 receiving yards and 3 receiving touchdowns. And then just a couple weeks before that, we beat Purdue at Purdue, 49-17, and he had 303 passing yards and 7 touchdowns. Evan Gentry is going absolutely crazy this season. If we go to Heisman Watch, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him there, and right now he's 2nd. He's having a really crazy year so far. Washington is the number 1 ranked team in the country still, and they have what looks to be a Heisman candidate as well. He's got 31 touchdowns and 2 picks through 5 games, or 6 games rather. So he's going absolutely bananas right now. We are running the ball, not super well, but we're running the ball a little well. Only 1 rushing touchdown, and even Evan Gentry's got more rushing touchdowns than Marcel Madu goes. As far as receiving goes, Castillo and Elliott McCaffrey are having insane years. I expect McCaffrey to go to the NFL, but Castillo, he's a senior, so we're going to lose him. But those guys are really, hopefully, going to contribute to key NFL pieces for us that will help our prestige and pro potential. We are going to simulate here against 3-3 Oregon, see if we can go 7-0, and then we will peep Washington really quick. And then, hey, you never know, maybe we'll get a recruit. We lose to Tennessee. We have lost maybe 3 or 4 of these 5-star recruits to Tennessee. I forgot to show you guys a recruiting update, and I'll be honest, not really a pretty one. We've only got 1 5-star prospect, probably going to lose out on Mitch Reese. We got James Schofield Actually think I forgot to use the rest of my scouting hours, but Deshaun Cummins is going to be really, really close. Brendan Nash is going to be really, really close as well. Probably going to have to put more points into him here. Go ahead and do that. I think one of our coordinators retired, so unfortunately, it kind of slipped through my mind, and I was unable to go ahead and get the proper staff to recover from that. Brendan Nash, I don't think is going to make it to Week 10 versus Michigan, so I'm not going to bother with a visit there. Really tough, and unfortunately, um, we are going to lose out on Mitch Reese. We're missing out on every single receiver we were going after, so we're going to have to go back to the board and load up on receivers because we really need somebody to come in here soon. We are going hard after these guys, hoping we can land one or two of them, and then yeah, go ahead and try to get a safety. We're missing out on a lot of guys, unfortunately. So we're going to really have to step our game the rest of the season in order to have a good recruiting class going into year 11. All right, well, it's Big Ten Championship week. We did make the championship. We are facing number 2 Washington as number 3 Ball State. I am curious how good Washington is. They are a 89 overall compared to our 94. We have built an on-paper juggernaut. Will it produce on the field? We'll see. A couple things I do want to show off here. Conference standings, like I said, we did finish second with an 8-1 record. We did drop a game to Ohio State. Go to the Heisman watch here. Very, very interesting. We have Evan Gentry, who is number 1 in the Heisman watch, going against Ben Fehoko and Kevin Jernigan, both from Washington, the quarterback and the receiver. We also have Carl Levrone from Miami, who's got every single physical and mental trait. And then we also have Sean Bobo, wide receiver from Miami University, who's only a 72 overall, but going absolutely crazy. We're going to go ahead and go to the awards watch list here. See any other players we have really notable here. Best quarterback, we have one of the best receivers in college football, and that's it. I will go ahead, show the stats probably after the season. And then as far as the college football bracket goes, we do find ourselves as the number 6 seed, facing Tulane in the first round. If we can't win the Big Ten championship, we go to the team schedule here. I'll show you. We've been absolutely dominating besides the one game. We beat Wisconsin. I think that's where I left off at. We beat Oregon by a field goal. We beat Northwestern by 24. We lose to Ohio State by 5. When we go ahead, we beat Michigan by 13. We beat Indiana by 25. We beat Penn State by 38. We get the bye week, and then we have the Big Ten championship. We'll go ahead and simulate, see if we win that, and then fingers crossed, we will be in the playoffs. All right, simulating the conference championship. We're going to go ahead and see some recruiting progress. We got George Boger. I believe is how you pronounce his name. We did lose a 4-star receiver who had like 98 speed to Penn State. A little unfortunate there. Looks like we went ahead. We won the Big Ten championship. Program tuition did get to a B- range, which is really, really important. It's going to help with a lot of deal breakers, hopefully. And yeah, Big Ten champions. We should get a very high seed in the playoffs, finishing as the number 2 player. We get the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week. We didn't get the Offensive Player of the Week, even though we won the championship. So yeah, let's go ahead, simulate to the playoffs. Hopefully we are in a good position. Oh, I just got a fun trophy, and we lost George Nunn. We just lost so many guys now. To second place finishes. Look at this. We lost Marvin Stewart. We lost Tavares Shipley. Lost Mitch Simonson. Lost George Nunn. It's kind of getting ridiculous at this point, man. We are missing out on so many recruits. And what I want to show you is Evan Gentry wins the the Heisman Award. I'm thinking baseball, baby. You can't see it on my screen. Let me go ahead and hide the face cam really quick. Evan Gentry has one of the best college seasons we've ever seen. 4,500 yards, 60 touchdowns, and only 5 interceptions. Absolutely insane statistical anomaly season from Evan Gentry, who is more than likely going to the NFL. Hopefully can make it as a first-round pick. That is the first Heisman winner I've had on this game in at least simulation. We are getting all the awards. Pretty cool to see that. And I'm just going to have to spam X to go ahead and get through all this. But we got early job offers, top stories, blah, blah, blah. So, unfortunately, like I mentioned before, we did lose our staff members. even though these guys are up to 46. How did that happen? Because they have like nothing unlocked. So it looks like they got Scheme Guru, which I really don't care about a scheme guru. And then defensive coordinator is a big scheme guy as well. I really want motivator and scouting. So I am probably going to, it might be a little bit risky, but I think I do want to fire these guys if I'm able to. And I do want to go ahead and try it and hire different offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator that go more to motivator and recruitment. But that's okay. What we got right now is working. Like I said, we lose out on these receivers who we really wanted. Looks like we're going to lose out to Brian Neal. This is just getting really annoying at this point because I have not gotten any receivers. But as you can see, we kind of have a balanced class. We have a couple defensive players, a halfback, a safety, a left tackle, right end, free safety. So it looks like mostly defense, a couple offensive players. Probably going to lose out on all these guys, which is very annoying. We're even losing out on the punter now. Lost out on Simonson. Lost out on Marvin Stewart. We lost out on Tavares Shipley. Hopefully we get David Moffett, who is a quarterback. Stephen McIntyre, hopefully we can go ahead and get him as well. And a lot of these other guys we are just going to have to go ahead and get on into. We lost Sean Murphy to Notre Dame, unfortunately. Dwayne Cameron, we're about to lose the lead on. Really rough season in terms of recruiting. Hopefully I have a little bit better RNG luck this next season. And you never know. In this transfer portal, hopefully we can get a couple good guys. We will go ahead and simulate to the next week here, and let's get on to the playoffs. All right, let's see if Ball State can get its first playoff win under Coach Always Be Cruton era. Year 10, finally getting into it. Got a really good feeling about this season. Made the playoffs last year, couldn't win anything this year. We got an even better team with an even better quarterback. In his last season, we're hoping this isn't his last game. Let's go ahead and make a run. We got to get ourselves some revenge here. So we're going to go ahead, just go to the end of the game here. I'll stop and make it slow if we get to the fourth quarter and it's tight. No score so far. Ohio State does put the first points on the board. Our Heisman winner is not doing anything, and it is not looking good. We're just not scoring any points, and there's no point in stopping because we're going to lose this football game badly. Huge disappointment there. We need to get into year 11 motivated, and we lose our best player. Hopefully next year will be the year we can go ahead and win ourselves a championship. Quick look at the stats. Like I said, I would show. Obviously, we had the incredible season for Evan Gentry. 62 touchdowns, 5 picks. Probably going to be a top pick in the draft. As far as running the ball, we still struggle a little bit to run. 4.6 yards per carry is fine, but this is college football. We want to see that 5+. We only had 5 touchdowns on the ground from Adu. Sam Goodspeed went ahead, had 5 touchdowns as well. As far as receiving goes, Elliott McCaffrey had an absolutely crazy season. So did Jeremy Gastinu, and so did Chance Pierce. We're losing all 3 of these guys. Devin Keaton is, the fourth receiver. So, the only player on this list that's going to be on the team next year is George Battles and Marcel Madu. So, receiving games really got to step it up. Unfortunately, we didn't really recruit well either. As far as tackles go, nobody was a machine. And nobody really got to the quarterback. I guess we had Dalton Wills with 10 sacks, Teddy ETN with 9 sacks. But honestly, defense, besides David Glenn, who actually had a crazy season, defense was kind of underwhelming in terms of having extremely productive players. Go ahead and simulate to the next week here. See if we have any NFL players. I imagine we're going to lose Elliott McCaffrey to the NFL. Look, we went ahead and lost another player that we were bidding on. What a surprise there. Hopefully, next season, I don't think we're going to be as good, but hopefully we have a little bit better luck. Caleb Epps, see if we can persuade him. He's a projected first-round pick. He did not persuade him. We lost Trey Regis. Besides that, Jeremy Gastinu we lost. We were going to lose Clyde Sams, Matt Martino, Taylor Garbutz going ahead projected round 6. Niles Troop projected round 4. Losing some other guys to graduation. Devin Keaton, Teddy ETN, Sam Goodspeed. Evan Gentry is graduating, not going to the NFL, even though he won a Heisman Trophy, which is a little bit weird. But we're losing quite a bit of guys to the NFL to graduation. I'm kind of upset about losing Caleb Epps, but honestly, besides that, we didn't lose very many guys to the NFL, which is a little bit surprising given the way we performed. So hopefully, a lot of these guys step up, and next season is the year we can finally win a playoff game at least. I got National Signing Day for the 2034 season, 2023 season. We did get a 3-star quarterback. We got 3 running backs, including a 4-star gem. As far as receivers go, we only got 2, but both those guys were 4 stars. We got a 3-star tight end. Actually, no, we missed out on the 3-star tight end. As far as tackles go, we did get 3 tackles, 2 of those being 4-star players. Didn't get any guards, but we did get a center. Probably going to end up moving one of those tackles to a guard position. We get a 4-star and a 3-star end, 2 4-star tackles, no outside linebackers, but we got 4 middle linebackers, including a 5-star, a 4-star, and 2 3-stars. Probably going to move 1 or 2 of those guys into the outside position. We got a 4-star cornerback, Jalen Wentz, who is a gem. We got 3-star Dwayne Cameron. We got a couple 4-star free safeties, a 4-star strong safety, and got a kicker punter as well. Yeah, that's it for the offseason. Hopefully next year can be the year finally win a playoff game or potentially a championship. All right, we are about the halfway mark through the season so far. We are 5-0, number 2 in the country. As far as recruiting goes, a little disappointing. We got Reggie Morrison, 4-star gem power rusher. We should get quarterback Kinsey Wing to commit this week, hopefully. Frederick Winovich is going to be really close. Spencer Hamill is going to be really close as well. Should get DeAndre Shelley, 4-star outside linebacker this week. Sterling Mustard, great name there. Should be able to get him as well. DeMarcus Avery. We're not really going after too much. Dante Skaggs. Hopefully we can get on late here. We got Dallas Meeks we're going to jump in on. Robert Pritchett we're going to jump in on. Tommy Wozniak. Thad Goins. And basically, it's very annoying. As you can see, we finished second place on just about everybody. Seems to be a theme in this game. Let's see if we can find committed. Yeah, so you see we finished third on him. Third on a couple other guys too. But yeah, basically just losing out on a lot of the 5-star prospects we finished second place on. So hopefully we get more of these guys going forward. As far as statistics go, our quarterback is doing pretty good. Paul McCarron has got 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He is running the ball. He's got 289 rushing yards, leading Devin Nortman, and he's got 3 touchdowns on the ground as well. So McCarron's doing a pretty good job. Hopefully he can keep that up. And yeah, I'll see you guys at the end of the season. Now in year 12, year 11 was really bad. We finished 9-3, just below expectations. And the recruiting class was pretty bad as well. The only player we really got was 5-star quarterback Quincy Wing, who is like I said, he's a 5-star with star development. He looks really, really good, has all the mentals and physicals that you'd want. He's probably going to be the quarterback of the future if Paul McCarron goes to the NFL this year, which we're holding our breath that he doesn't, but if he does, then we are prepared. As far as the recruiting class goes, we are scouting Jermaine Cantwell, 5-star receiver, Clay Scioli, 5-star defensive tackle, Daniel Brook, 5-star right tackle, got a 5-star left end and a 5-star tight end as well. Those are all the 5 stars we're going after. And we have some 4-star gems. We have an athlete that profiles as a receiver, a left end, a cornerback, another cornerback, an outside linebacker, a middle linebacker, and then 4-star DB Jamal Cherry, 4-star outside linebacker Levi Wilkins, and that's it. The rest of the guys we just kind of have our eye on. Hopefully not a lot of other teams go for them, and we can get in on them a little bit later. The Ragin' Canes, kind of a big week here. We have all 5 of our 5-star prospects that we're recruiting in for a visit this week. We're hoping we get Jermaine Cantwell to commit, hoping to get Clay Scioli to commit. Hopefully we can break into Daniel Book's top 3 with a little bit of a lead. Armin Land, same thing. And then Tyler Foster, if we have a really good visit, maybe we can go ahead get him to commit as well. Everyone's in for a visit, like I said, so this is pretty big for us in terms of winning. We are 3-0 on the season, ranked 8th in the country, going against Louisiana, who is 1-2. About to find out here if we are going to get any of these recruits. We do get Tremaine Cantwell, the 5-star receiver. We get Clay Scioli, the 5-star defensive tackle. We get Orlando Page, 4-star receiver, and Bruce Braverman, 4-star defensive end, and 4-star cornerback Matt Bragg. That's kind of a crazy week. Okay, well, we just got 3 4-star gems and 2 5-star recruits. That might be the best recruiting week I've ever had. We easily win, I'm assuming, because we're a lot better than they are. Check out the recruiting board here. Very successful. So we got 2 receivers, we got a left end, a defensive tackle, and a cornerback. I would say all of those are really a position of need right now. Hopefully we can get another cornerback. We should get the right tackle, Daniel Brook, to commit this week, hopefully. He's going to Kentucky for a visit, so it's going to be really close. Armin Land, hopefully we can get to commit either this week or next as well. Tyler Foster should commit to us this week. Jamal Cherry is going to be really, really close. Hopefully he can commit. Levi Wilkins we should get this week. He is actually in for a visit this week, so I would say we are guaranteed to get him to commit. Toby Ragnow is going to be really close. If we can get Jamal Cherry, I'm not too worried about losing Ragnow, but we still really want to get him nonetheless. We actually have a lot of recruiting hours too to put in, so we're going to go after a lot more guys. Emmanuel Cumberland, we're going to go ahead and put everything we have into him. And then, hopefully by the end of the season, we got a lot more of these 5 and 4-star prospects, and we can make the playoffs and hopefully win a playoff game for the first time. Anyways, year 12. We finished 10-2. We lost to Ohio State and Michigan. We are in the Big Ten Championship. We are facing Michigan. Go ahead and see if we can win. I believe it would be our first Big Ten Championship. It might be our second. We get a 4-star receiver to commit. First place in a lot of guys. We do lose out on the right guard and the halfback, unfortunately. And it looks like we did go ahead. We beat Michigan to make the college football playoffs. And so hopefully this is the year we can go ahead win championship, or at least a playoff game. And hey, we got some award winners. Sophomore cornerback Russell Steinmetz got defensive back of the year, had 4 interceptions, 55 tackles. Pretty solid there. We can go through the early National Signing Day super quick. Go position by position. Didn't sign any quarterbacks. There are a couple halfbacks I'm hoping to get in on, especially this Steven Yancey guy. Just pretty much want to go ahead and fill out the depth, as that is something we are lacking this season. Got 4 really good wide receivers. Pretty happy with that. If I don't get Tommy Zenner, it's not the end of the world. Looks like I'm not going to get him. As far as tight ends go, got a 5-star. Hopefully going to get this 4-star as well. Didn't get any offensive tackles. Got a couple guards here. And we didn't get any centers. So during the transfer portal period, going to heavily focus on getting an offensive lineman. Got a couple really good defensive linemen. As far as outside linebackers go, we got 3 4-stars. Pretty happy with that. No middle linebackers. We did get 3 cornerbacks, though, and we didn't sign any safeties. So hopefully we can get some safeties, a middle linebacker, and potentially some offensive linemen this offseason. All right, looking at the college football bracket, we are in the final 8 teams. In the top right corner, we are facing number 7 ranked, 11-2 Miami. North Texas and Georgia are going at it. Boston College and Ole Miss, as well as Tulane and Kentucky. We are the only Big Ten representative left. Looks like Michigan went ahead, lost to Tulane. And that's the only team that make it. No Ohio State, no Purdue. None of the other really good schools we faced this year made it. So let's jump right in. Hopefully beat Miami, get our first playoff win. I'm jumping into the Super Sim versus the Miami Hurricanes. Hopefully won't have to slow it down. Hopefully we just go to the end of the game. We win a lot, by a lot. Nothing through the first quarter. We go up 3-0. Is knotted up at 3. And this is looking like it's going to be a really low-scoring game. Hopefully we can pull away just a little bit here. We go up by 9. And we're going to have to go to normal speed. As it's 3 minutes and we're down by 1 point. Not loving that. 4th and inches. All right. We're cooking. We're just getting a lot of dink and dunk passes, no big plays. 3rd and 7 on the 38-yard line, and incomplete. And we punt it with 2:47 left. Very interesting decision. So that means we got to make a stop here, which is 3rd and 12. This is the game pretty much. And a drop pass. So we're going to get the ball back with 2 minutes left. Only a 26-yard punt and a 15-yard return to put it in field goal range pretty much. We will see. And Paul McCarrions is just throwing the ball away, and we get sacked out of field goal range. No shot. Oh, we just converted a 4th and 17. You're kidding. That's kind of crazy. 3rd and 1. We get a 5-yard catch. First and goal at the 1-yard line. We hit a 10-yard penalty, which honestly might help us if we run the ball a little bit. It doesn't look like we exactly have chew clock on. Miami is using their timeouts. We have a 4th and goal at the 1-yard line. And the 17-yard field goal is good. So we're up by 2 with a minute 23 left. And they have no timeouts. But I don't love this situation at all. Another penalty against the defense. Another penalty against the defense. What are we doing right now? We're just gifting them the win. I'm cursed, man. Not even calling timeouts. Oh my God, he just missed a field goal. No shot. That's how we win our first playoff game. Miami misses a 27-yard field goal to give Ball State its first playoff win. We're going to advance to the semifinal and hope this is the year we can go ahead, pull through, and win a championship. We got the playoff win out from underneath us. Now we got to go ahead and win a championship. All right, semifinal against the 12-2 Georgia Bulldogs. We're also 12-2. Win this game, we are in the championship for the very first time. Hopefully, we can go ahead and do a lot better than last game. We're already up 7-0. Game is now tied. We are now losing. Neck and neck game, though, to be honest. It's 21-17 at halftime. I'm going to go ahead and put it on normal. There's 3:31 left. Georgia's got a 3rd and goal at the 4-yard line, and they do score a touchdown. So we're down by a field goal with 3:22 left. Hopefully, Palmacarians can go ahead, come through for us again. We'll see. We'll see. He seems to be running the ball a lot more than he's throwing it, and we're having a lot of passes knocked away and thrown away. Jamie James, the freshman, comes through, and we hit Robbie Samuel for a 62-yard touchdown. I love that, but it gives Georgia 2 minutes and 51 seconds, which I don't exactly love, but they do need a touchdown. They do have to get a touchdown, though. So we'll see. 2 minutes, 42 seconds left. This very well could be the last drive of the game. It is 3rd and 5. They get a 9-yard pass. Not the end of the world. We just got to keep bending. Hopefully we don't break it all. They got the ball at the 40-yard line with 2 minutes left. And now at the 26-yard line. We got a 2nd and 19, though. We really got to hold them here. Now a 3rd and 12. Biggest play of the game so far. And a 7-yard. So a 4th and 6. They're going to go for it. And they do not get it, which means we have the ball with a minute 50 left. And Robbie Samuel gets an 81-yard rushing touchdown to all but win the game for us and put us in the college football championship. That's kind of a crazy ending. But yeah, we'll go ahead and watch the rest of this out, see if Georgia does anything crazy. Looks like they're just running the ball for some reason. I'm not sure what that's all about. I mean, if they're giving up, basically, is what I'm seeing. I mean, whatever, they're just milking the clock at this point. They do have a 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. They do take a sack. Maybe they should run it. Maybe they should just continue to run the ball. 1st and goal at the 6-yard line, but only 20 seconds left. And they get a touchdown. Do they get the extra point? Oh, there's a penalty on the offense in the 2-point conversion space. They have to get a touchdown and recover the onside kick, which they do not. Robbie Samuel recovers the onside kick, and that is going to do it. For some reason, Georgia is calling their timeouts, but that is the end of the game. Oh, they have 8 seconds left, somehow. Let's see. 6 seconds left, 3rd and 10. We're knocking away passes. 4th down, and another knocked away pass. So that's going to do it. 4 knocked away passes in a row. Simulation is really weird on this game, but we go ahead and win the Rose Bowl. Let's see who we go ahead and face in the year 12 championship. Advance to the next week. We're going to find out who we face in the championship, and we are facing Ole Miss. Marco Inez had 4 tackles for loss. I'm pretty sure he had a couple sacks when we watched in the simulation. Robbie Samuel, who had 3 touchdowns. He had 122 receiving touchdowns, and he had an 80-yard rushing touchdown as well. So he had a really crazy week. The sophomore did. National Offensive Player of the Week, and then honestly, I'm kind of glad to see Ole Miss. They are ranked third, but I think I have, a lot of, I really like our odds of being able to handle a team like Ole Miss. So we're going to jump right in, and hopefully, this is the last part of the rebuild. We go ahead and get the job done against 89 overall Ole Miss. I didn't realize they'd be that high of an overall, so probably going to regret saying that, but let's go ahead and win this game. All right, Ole Miss versus Ball State championship game. We are kicking off to start. We are going to super sim at least the first half here and see what we can do. Ole Miss scores fairly easily on the opening drive. They're up 14 to nothing. We are not stopping them at all. We are getting demolished. Okay, so we're not winning the championship this year. Cool, cool, cool. Love that for us. I'm not even going to stop it. Maybe I will. Oh, no, never mind. Ole Miss is about to score again. So, yeah, we are going to lose the championship game. Which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Yep, they're kneeling the clock out. All right, we're going to lose the championship game by 5. Kind of sucks. We're really hoping we can beat Ole Miss here, but that just means year 13 is going to be the year where we do it, hopefully. End of season recap. I guess we can look at the stats real quick. See how McCarrions did. Had 50 passing touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 4,300 yards. Also had 634 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns on the ground. Marcel Madu, the senior, didn't do a whole lot. Only 4 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns. Robbie Samuel ran the ball a lot. 32 carries for almost 300 yards, 4 touchdowns. George Battleside. We had a lot of receivers with rushing touchdowns, which was really weird. And Demarius Levine had a pretty good year as well as far as receiving goes. Sophomore Jamie Jamies, funny name, had 14 touchdowns and 1,200 yards, 13.8 average yards per reception. Robbie Samuel had 20 touchdowns. He had 1,166 yards, 16.9 yards per reception, 20 receiving touchdowns. And he also had 4 rushing touchdowns. So Robbie Samuel is probably a Heisman candidate. I'll have to go check that out. Marquise Power had a good year. George Battles, the senior, had a good one as well. Honestly, not a bad season. Tackling, Connor Funk had a really good season. DeMarco Enos had a really good season as far as sacks goes. Interceptions, Connor Funk had 5. Russell Steinmetz, who got DB of the year as a sophomore, had 4. And Joel Babcock had 3. Not bad there. Did we have any touchdowns? We had no defensive touchdowns at all this year as far as field goals go. Pretty good job there, 96% on the extra point percentage, which you'd love to be 100%, but we kicked a lot of those this year. And then we can go ahead and look at the Heisman winner. I'm assuming Samuel's going to be up there. He is not. So, no Heisman Award winners there, which is okay. Hopefully we can go ahead and get a couple really good guys in the transfer portal and win it all next year. All right, National Signing Day going into year 13. We pulled off a really pretty good class here. We finished in the top 5 for the very first time. There was a couple other Big Ten schools that finished ahead of us, like Penn State and Washington, but that is okay. No quarterback prospects. We did get 3 running backs. We did get a fullback. We went ahead and got 5 receivers, including 3 4-stars and a 5-star. Went ahead and got a few tight ends as well. We did address the offensive line a little bit here. We got 3 4-star tackles, and we got 3 4-star guards and a 3-star guard. Center-wise, we did get Stephen Krull, 3-star center. We got Bruce Braverman, 4-star gem left end. We got a bunch of defensive tackles. We did get 3 outside linebackers. We didn't get any middle linebackers, but we did go ahead and get 5 cornerbacks. We went ahead, did sign a couple of safeties. Hopefully one of those guys can play strong safety, and we might have to move one of our outside linebackers back over to the middle. But overall, pretty good class. We filled up all 35 spots. Depth was a huge problem for us last year. It shouldn't be this year. So hopefully this next season can finally be the year. Alrighty. We're going to go ahead and simulate to the next week here. It is Big Ten Championship week, and we are in it against Washington. I will show off the class a little bit. I just went ahead and simulated to the end of the season, and I have had so far the best class up to date. I guess I can't look at it just yet. We'll look at it next week when we can. As far as the team goes, like I said, we're ranked number one in the country. We are 10-2, 7-2 in conference, but I am a little bit overwhelmed with Paul Macarians, not Paul McCarthy, Paul Macarians, called Paul McCartney rather. 28 touchdowns to 8 picks, and on the ground he's only got 5 touchdowns. He's running the ball a lot, which I guess is fit his playbook and scheme type. Jamie James, the junior, is having a really good year. Uh, Donatello Bag, we're just not getting it done through the air like we did last year. I'm a little bit disappointed in that. So, next year we are going to have Quincy Wing take over. He is a 5-star quarterback. Paul McCarrions is going to be gone. Might switch the offensive playbook. I don't like how we're getting it done through the air. We are going to simulate it. I think we are in the playoffs no matter what. But I would also like to, be in a top spot and get a bye week. If we win the championship, which we do get a couple other guys to commit. Don't know if we won it just yet. We're looking for the fireworks. We get fireworks. We are Big Ten champions. You'll love to see it. We're really performing this year. We're getting it done on the defensive side of the ball, it really looks like. As offense, the numbers are a little bit down compared to last year. We're not going to get a Heisman trophy based off our performances. Let's go to early National Signing Day. Kind of look at it. We got a 5-star quarterback. Really happy about that. He is a field general, so when he takes over, if we get to that point, we will need to switch up the playbook probably for him. We miss out on the 4-star running back we were hoping to get. As far as wide receivers go, we do miss out on Mike McCall, but we do sign a 5-star receiver and 2 4-star receiver. Pretty happy about that. Got 2 4-star tight ends. Offensive tackle, we got a 4-star tackle and 2 4-star guards. Hopefully are going to get a 4-star center. As far as defensive end goes, we get a 4-star gem. Defensive tackle, we get a 5-star. And the outside linebacker, if you look, we got 5-star Derek Roll, the number 1 player in the entire country. So we nail him. We land him. Pretty successful season overall. Johnny Boger, 3-star. We just wanted to get a guy that we could go ahead and get. As far as middle linebacker goes, Dion Locke, 4-star gem we got. Cornerbacks, really put a point of emphasis on that. We got a 4-star, 2 4-star gems, and then 3 4-stars. Really excited for those guys. As far as free safety goes, we got 4-star Frank Calvin, 3-star gem Charles Wall, and then we have a couple other 3-star gems we're hoping to get. Move 2 of those guys to strong safety as we didn't get any. But overall, really happy with the class. We're number 3 in the country with only 21 players signed. Hopefully in the transfer portal we can make that closer to 28-ish. That's my goal. And we can still finish the top 5 class in the country and be able to upgrade our, if we go to our coach abilities here, we can go ahead and upgrade our recruiter by signing 2 top 5 classes. It's taken me a long time to get to this point, but we've gotten it. Year 13, we go to manage the staff. I really would like to get rid of Jack Riley, I think, because these guys are tacticians, and I don't really like the tactician. I was really hoping to get somebody who's good at recruiting and good at motivator, even though, we've done a good job recruiting, so maybe we don't need it. The offense is going to get updated heavy in the offseason in terms of experience, but our defensive coordinator doesn't even have motivator unlocked. So defense isn't going to get upgraded as much as we'd like. The recruiter, though, he's starting to put in points towards recruiting. He was just a scheme guru when we first got him, which is nice. But, we simulate games. If we were actually playing the games, tactician would be so nice. We just aren't doing that right now. So we're going to go ahead, simulate one more week here. Nothing I really need to look at. And we're going to see who we play, rather. It looks like we do get the bye. We're looking good, getting the 3-star safety. I did want to skip all this. We're facing the Clemson Tigers in the quarterfinal. We're just going to go ahead and jump into it. I'm really hoping this is the year. Paul McCarrions isn't his senior year. Clemson's only 85 overall. We used to be 94 overall, but now we're down to 90, which is quite disappointing. But, when we lose both of our coaches for no reason, they never left. I don't know. They might have retired, if I'm being honest with you. So our coaches did retire, unfortunately, or they just left for another job. But, they didn't give me the warning. They didn't give me a heads up at all. Going into this Rose Bowl, final 8 teams in the country. Should have looked at the bracket, but we didn't. But we don't need to look at the bracket. We got to focus on the game in front of us. Let's go ahead and do that. We got Enos, not penis, Enos. And Clemson doesn't scare me at all. This should be a game we win. Knock on wood. I said we should beat Ole Miss, but we didn't. Let's go ahead and beat the Clemson Tigers here. Show them that Ball State is actually here to stay, and they didn't make just one fluky run last year. Number 1 ranked team in the country, going up against the number 6 seed. Not sure where they end up ranking at this point of the run. I'm just kind of flying through the years. I'm not looking too much into the ranks. Let's go ahead and super sim, throw it on fast, and just jump ahead to the end of the game here and hope McCarrions can lead this offense. Clemson scores an early touchdown. Offense puts up a touchdown on the board. Looks like we had a short field there. It looks like we're going to go into halftime with a lead, 17-13. Clemson gets the ball, comes down with a field goal. Looks like they got a short field there. Maybe offense is making some turnovers. Down by a touchdown, not down by a field goal. Tie the game. Overtime. Oh no, we lost, didn't we? What a joke. All right, National Signing Day. Here is the class. Year 13 going into 14. We did finish with the top 5 class like we were hoping for. We did get 4 5-star prospects, so we should unlock the next recruiting tree. Pretty excited for that. Haven't unlocked that yet in a series or in any of my dynasty leagues. So hopefully that takes our recruit game to the next level. Gonna go through the class really quick. Got the 5-star quarterback, running back, got 5 receivers. I've already showed most of these players off, but we did bolster up the O-line just a little bit. Defensive line, we didn't get a whole lot going. We did get a couple outside linebackers, 5 cornerbacks in total. We did 4 free safeties. We tried to go after kicker punter. Didn't get them. Yeah, hopefully year 14 is the year. We're going to have a new offensive coordinator, new quarterback going. I got a feeling that this year hopefully can be the year for us. All right, Big Ten Championship week against Michigan for the 2037 championship. Show off the recruiting class a little bit. We did get 6 5-star prospects, one of them being a running back, one being an outside linebacker, and the other 4 being defensive linemen. We'll see if any of these guys are athletic enough to maybe move to the offensive side of the line or potentially an outside linebacker position. We will see. We got a 4-star middle linebacker and a 3-star middle linebacker. Both those guys are gems. So linebacker, core, defensive line, we really went heavy on. We also got a 3-star gem tight end, another defensive tackle, a guard, a kicker, defensive tackle gem, 4-star, 4-star gem, safety. Then we got a middle linebacker, 4-star gem. Once again, another outside linebacker, a center, and a right outside linebacker. So a lot of linebackers, a lot of defensive linemen. We didn't get any receivers or not really any offensive linemen. I think we're going to look to get maybe one of those each in the transfer portal. But that is the class. I'm going to simulate here and really hope we can beat Michigan. And I think we should be able to make the playoffs either way, but hopefully winning this game, we will make the playoffs. We got a 4-star quarterback and a 4-star free safety. Let's see here. Fireworks. We got fireworks. We won the Big Ten championship. So hopefully we get a high seed. Let's make another playoff run. All right, first game versus Notre Dame. Gotta win this. 7-0 right out the gate. Defense playing well so far. 14-0. Come on. All right, we'll take 21-3 going into half. 24-6. Let's not blow this, please. Okay. All right. Oh my God. Bro, we blow so many games. That's ridiculous. We somehow win that one. 49-47. That's crazy. I thought we lost. Somehow that game went to overtime. It's actually quite insane. All right, let's check the box score. Quincy Wing, sophomore, first year starting, had 338 passing yards, 5 touchdowns on an 80% completion percentage. Yeah, I think we got the right move at the quarterback there. Quarterback we had before just wasn't getting it done for me. Too much scrambling, unfortunately. Yeah, we got to sit here and watch this before I can look at the stats. All right, looking at the stats. Yeah, 20 for 25, 5 touchdowns, no picks. Pretty amazing game there. Running the ball, James Schofield had a really bad game running the ball, but Quincy Wing did pretty good. As far as receiving goes, Donatello Baggs, the sophomore, 5 catches for 96 yards, 3 touchdowns. Pretty good game from him. blocking. Deombre gave up a couple sacks. We had 3 sacks of our own. No turnovers, unfortunately. But yeah, pretty good game. Final 4 teams, let's get it. All right, next on the hit list, we got Georgia. Final 4 game. Hopefully we can take care of business here to make it to our second championship game and hopefully win this one. But first, we got the whiteout unis on. We're in the Peach Bowl. We got to handle business today versus number 2 ranked Georgia Bulldogs. All right, going to the end of the game here. Georgia's going to start the game with a touchdown. And we are not... we finally get a touchdown, get the ball back. Looks like we might have thrown a pick 6 or something like that. Georgia's up by 11. We score, missed the extra point. And we're down by 2. We score a touchdown to take the lead. Georgia ties it. We're in overtime. And we just won in like triple overtime, 46-44. That's back-to-back overtime games. Back-to-back games we won. Actually insane. And now we're in the championship game. National Championship week, we are facing Tulane. Kind of crazy. They're only an 85 overall. I have a really good feeling about this game. 82 or 85 overall. We're a 90 overall. We should be able to handle them. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. And just remember, in 15 years, it is going to be Ball State versus Tulane for the championship. I feel like this is a good reminder. And Tulane scores very quick. Very quick again. They're just unstoppable offensively. Love that for us. We managed to knot it up for halftime. We are up by 3. Tulane defense is finally stepping up. We're up by 10 in the middle of the third quarter. We take a 33-20 lead. Tulane has the ball. We are kneeling it out. Let me hop in here. Gonna go ahead and play it. And we're gonna go ahead and take the final snap here, which is a punt. And your Ball State Cardinals are national champions.
The critical moments, the third downs, the red zones, the turnover margin. Those are the areas you're usually going to see the difference in a close game. And today they were able to come up on top in a lot of those aspects of the game.
Well, that's going to do it for us and wrap up another outstanding season of college football. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler. This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football. They are official, your kings of college football and national champions, the Ball State Cardinals.